So for sure, black has an extra pawn, but at the same time, white has very active play. Black's double pawns on e5 and e6 make it difficult to develop the black bishop on f8. The bishop on g6 could be a problem. At some point, white might go knight takes bishop. We just have to wait and see. That's the most dynamic and interesting possibility.
Yeah, I'll stay until my sister.
If not, he didn't do it. Knight c3.
Might have thought it was too loosening, but I think you were right onto something. Because
So-
when you get the e6 move in, that's
So I imagine now black will play e6.
Yeah, definitely e6.
yeah.
And
Don't ask for it again.
the game will go on, and it should be an interesting game. But I think at this point it's just sort of early, hard to see.
Patrick and I have to stay impartial, so you
let's
can have
see.
a rooting interest.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go to the first board.
Yeah, this was interesting too. It was kind of atypical.
So this is a Caro-Kann, a little bit of a quiet line with the exchange and bishop d3 and
I think
c3.
this actually transposes into a London CD4 line. So.
And now,
Interesting. Yeah.
so black decided to trade the light square bishops and accept the doubled f pawns. So a few sort of typical moves here. Queen e2, black to move. So presumably,
Keeping black unclear about where the white king is going to end up.
yep. Presumably here, black will either castle or maybe move the queen.
Yeah. Or knight e7, knight g6 at some point. Possibly. I don't know.
Maybe not. Although here, knight e7.
Well, maybe not here. I don't know.
Yeah,
You'd
maybe
probably just
knight
cancel.
e5.
But it is kind of the idea that's floating out there.
And this is the kind of position where it's less about a particular move and more about what's the plan. So the white's idea of playing h3, and as you were saying, Jim, by playing queen e2 and keeping the option of castling either side, if black castles early, presumably white might think about playing
just
g2,
G4.
g4. If not, black has to figure out how to play good, useful moves.
Pawn structure-wise, I would always think of the minority attack against this structure, so that I could hopefully get a backward c pawn after all the exchanges. But that's a long ways in the future.
That's a long ways off. The minority attack being something like a7, a6 followed by b7, b5, with the idea of pushing the pawn to b4. But yeah, I agree. I think that's a ways off. And white, because white has that g2, g4 move,
Yes.
and that's a very nice move because even though it does undouble black's pawns after f takes g4, h takes g4, that's a good pawn structure for white. White only has 2 pawn islands. Black has 3 pawn islands. The pawn on h7 the h pawn could be weak at some point. So we'll have to see. It does look like white's a little bit for choice here, but early days.
I almost wonder if
e5
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I was wondering if knight h4 might have been an idea. Knight f5 and also maybe g4 becomes
Yep.
easier to accomplish. And if something like knight e4, maybe knight f5 is even an idea, and after take, then just f3.
Could be. Absolutely. It's could be.
Just depends on what black plays.
Yeah,
here.
depends on what black plays. Absolutely.
I was going to ask for your input about knight e5. Is that because it's a dominant piece, and you don't want to leave it there, but also capturing it doesn't seem too appealing to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the idea of knight e5, knight takes, bishop takes. It makes it easier to play g2, g4, and the bishop seems well placed there. I think if I had to choose, I would probably prefer white here, but I guess we'll see.
Okay, so it says, you don't know where I'm going, I don't know where you're going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's take a look at a few more positions, a few more games. What's happening on board 3? This one's a pretty sharp opening. So white plays this f2, f3, so way back in the Stone Age. I used to experiment with this opening. I had a couple of games with this. I played a long game against Walter Brown in the U.S. Championship in 1992.
All games against Walter Brown are long.
Yeah.
Unless he beats you quickly.
And won. It was a nice game. It was a long game. There were some interesting tricks behind this move. One of them is, after e5, white gets to play this bishop b5 check move. And that actually interferes with the coordination of black's pieces a little bit.
Right, because you would prefer to get the knight on c6, but
So knight
gotta go to
bd7,
knight
knight
seven.
f5, and now you're attacking that pawn. Queen c7,
yeah.
and so now,
got it.
oh right, that's I thought
Oops.
more moves had been played. So queen c7, bishop g5, threatening
Yeah.
with the idea of bishop takes knight and f6, and you have to take back with the
This
g
is
pawn.
already awkward.
a6, bishop takes knight. Now, if pawn takes bishop on b5, the
You've got
pawn
the
on
G
g7.
pawn, yeah.
So black takes bishop a4, b5. So, yeah.
That knight on f5 is looking very
Presumably bishop
comfortable.
b3. Hard to see
Yeah,
what
then
else.
Knight c5 though.
Knight c5 and then knight c3.
Maybe can you chop off on f5? I don't know if you want to, but
I'm,
Oh, I see
I'm
what you're
happy
saying.
I'm happy to trade a couple pairs of minor pieces if it leaves me with the knight versus the black
yeah,
square
that's
bishop.
true. Yeah,
Another idea is just to play bishop d5, which hits the rook.
yeah.
So interesting position, but
Mm-hmm.
my instinct is that white's for choice here.
For sure. Yeah.
Black's got a mangled pawn structure. The knight on f5 looks pretty good.
Very comfy too.
And neither side looks like it's got a lead in development, so I don't know.
Maybe even knight e3 if you really want to keep pieces on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But I'll tell you, I'm happy to let you trade that bishop for that knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too.
I'm not arguing that white's comfortable here.
Yeah, I would play bishop d5, and thinking that if, I can play knight e3 to defend it if it's threatened on the capture, or I can take it, I'm going to be left with the better minor pieces, because the bishop on the dark square is constricted by the dark squared pawns that can't advance easily. Seems to me a lasting edge.
Maybe I would favor knight c3. It develops the last minor piece.
Nothing wrong with it.
I'm perfectly willing to
Play two knights against two bishops.
play two knights against two bishops, given that I've got knight d5 coming really quickly. And I'd be surprised if black would be happy to exchange that light square bishop for either one of the white knights.
Right. That's
so I
just
think-
trade off the straight movers and
Yeah.
you've got a one ending.
I think that's very interesting. We'll have to come back and check this out later, but this looks like it might be good for white. This one is a much quieter game, just a very standard. It's funny, I've been away from chess for so long, I come back and suddenly against the knight, or if everybody's playing h3. So g6 is a perfectly natural move, and white just uses the h3 to play g4. I mean, I guess here black probably plays knight c6, and we're off to the races, right? It's just a normal position, I think.
Well, if knight c6, are there ideas of taking
Takes into
knight
e5.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mm,
In
I don't-
general, I like
Queen
those.
c7 maybe first, or
Well, after knight c6, knight takes, pawn takes e5, pawn takes e5, queen takes queen, rook takes queen, bishop takes pawn on c6, rook b8.
and so you're saying so what?
Usually, I think that
Yeah.
position
Yeah,
should
black's
be
probably
okay
fine
for
there,
black.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think this one's still sort of developing. It's kind of early to see. And here's another one that looks
It's pretty early.
pretty slow going. I think there's actually been a couple more moves played here,
King's
but
Indian defense against the King's Indian attack.
pretty pretty quiet stuff
Yeah.
going down.
Nobody wants to seize the center.
So this game,
What is this called? The Neo-Catalan or something?
yeah, or the Reti.
Yeah, maybe they're ready. But
Maybe,
also this
yeah.
new thing with b3s.
Yeah, this
But again,
can
like
come from different openings.
all the pieces on the board, each side staked out the center. Nothing much is happening yet. Something will at some point. Let's go back to the exciting game. So let's go back to Rochelle's game. Okay, so this has developed a
Okay.
little bit. So
I'm happy to see e6 was played.
E6 was played, yeah.
Yeah.
A3, rook c8.
That looks normal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess probably white's just a teeny tiny bit better, but I think it's just a completely playable position for
Yeah,
both sides.
it's a rich position. For
Yeah, for sure.
Because you don't really, now that E6 is in there, there is no
Yep.
real danger.
Sure.
Yeah, no,
So-
Rochelle's.
What's white's plan in these structures though?
Well, F4, F5 is one of the things that I would typically
but it's kind of hard
face.
to
Yeah.
get in
Yes.
at the moment. So
Correct.
No, I think that's a good question. What is the plan here? So, a big question is, do you want to play G4 or not?
G4.
If you play G4, Bishop G6, Bishop G5,
Just bishop e7.
Bishop E7.
H5 might be coming quickly.
Exactly. So this is a big question. Like, is this advantageous for white to try to trade off the dark square's bishops, or is it advantageous for black because now
Right.
maybe you get some play on the king side?
Right.
Certainly, you don't have to think very hard. You can just play a move like Rook E1 if you want, but just some sort of normal developing move.
That's true too. It's not clear where do you want to trade off the dark square bishops if you're white? I'd say yes, based on the pawn structure. So,
It is. I'm happy for Rochelle that white did not play E5, E6, but
Yeah.
I'm sad for us because that would have been more exciting. At this point, we still have to wait to see the game develop, I think.
I mean, I'm certainly happy with that.
Yeah, I'll bet. Okay, so this has moved
Oh,
a
queen
little
C-
bit.
queen C7.
Bishop
Interesting.
G5, I guess with the idea of knight E5, Queen C7, also with the idea of G4, actually.
true.
Yeah.
G4 is still interesting because if you take maybe knight H4, knight F5 or something, I don't know.
Maybe. If G4, pawn takes, knight
No,
takes...
I'm playing knight H4 immediately.
Knight H4 now. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
To threaten.
Like G4, FG, and then knight H4.
Right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Knight H4, and then if
'Cause
castles, then
F5 is a
G4.
threat, yeah. But he could cancel.
Although,
G3 maybe is actually a little bit annoying.
so knight H4.
To play
No, I'm
bishop
playing
F4.
G4 first. G4, FG, knight H4, G3 is a little bit annoying for white.
Wait, say that again? So,
I see.
G4,
No, he takes.
and then FG, and then knight H4.
mm-hmm.
But then I think G3 was a little
Yes, I
yeah,
think that's
that
right.
throws it in, a little monkey wrench into it.
bit.
Okay.
Maybe, does you want to play G4 now?
I assume so.
G4.
I don't think you want to let black go H5 here.
Yeah, definitely not. So G4, what does black do? Does black take and just castle long?
I would take
or?
it.
I think you have to play G4 because otherwise it's like
And then
white didn't really accomplish anything from the opening.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
I think you end up both
Although,
castling queenside. Then.
If G4, why not Queen F4?
That's interesting.
And then if Queen B5, you can castle queenside.
Yeah.
And you've got Knight B3, but
What about Queen E3 after Queen F4? Take. How's that endgame?
I don't think I'm afraid of that endgame.
No, I'm
FG, HG, King E7,
Maybe I can pile pressure on H7 though.
maybe an E4's coming.
Rook H5, King E2, Rook H1, E4 at some point. G pawn's kind of annoying because I can play G5 whenever. So
Yeah.
I think I would be comfortable with the queens off castling, and if you think that my H pawn's going to fall, I don't think it is. And
So if G4, FG, HG first, and then Queen F4.
and then yeah, that looks like a better try.
yeah, Queen F4 is
Well,
How he
we're about
plays
to
it,
find out.
Yeah.
Well, at least about to find out what black's going to do. So I guess a very fundamental question is like, do you just sort of castle queenside and just play for maximum activity and let the
they
pawns
both
get
end up-
doubled?
Yeah, I
I think
suppose
they
you
both
could.
end up castle queenside.
Well, I suppose you could just castle along GF and play like rook h8 or something.
Yeah.
And just ask white's king where it's going. So
Queenside, I think.
yeah, but then there's all kinds of tactics like the C file.
Yeah,
So knight d4-ish ideas, knight b4.
yeah.
Yep.
I kind of like castles queenside, actually.
And then just rook h8.
Yeah, why not?
But also the idea of just taking queen f4 also seems a little bit irritating. Although maybe just rook g1 from white.
Yeah. I actually, the more I like to look at this, the more I like castles queenside. Just, you know, just play for maximum activity.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I like that with rook h8, and then at some point with e5 coming,
Mm-hmm.
and your extra pawn is this funky doubled f pawn. Like, so what? Okay, so hopefully castles queenside will happen. That'll be interesting if it does. Here we go. So, yep, knight c3, bishop takes knight, pawn takes.
Okay, I don't
Now
see how
what?
you get d5 then.
Well, you can get it in, but so long as you're willing to say goodbye to that pawn.
Right. Right.
Yeah, what is the idea here?
Certainly seems like knight d5 is going to be just a dominating minor piece, and then
Yeah.
if you can ever get to one. And
I just really like white's position here.
Yeah. Black's sort of playing without a plan here.
Yeah, and like the only problem with white's position is the f3 pawn should be on f2. You know, like that's the only thing that doesn't make it kind of perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And even that, like,
Yeah.
you know, there
there
are
pluses and
cases where you
minuses,
want, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, maybe queen d7 and knight d5, but you can't go queen f5 because of knight c7 check, so you've got to go like bishop g7 and
Knight b6.
knight b6 and sack the exchange. I don't know. This looks weird. Well, if you're going to do that, maybe bishop g7
Yeah,
right away.
if you have to play bishop g7, then
Yeah.
it's not going to be
White's
fun.
happy. Yeah.
What about bishop h6? Bishop h6.
Yeah.
Bishop h6 is much more active. It's probably
Knight d5.
the diagonal
queen
it
d8,
belongs on.
So bishop h6, knight d5, what? Queen d8?
d8.
And then c3?
Yeah, I mean, anything looks good, so.
Yeah, this looks very pleasant for white. Okay, I'll have to check back in. Oh, wow, some stuff has happened here. Let's go back here.
It's always
Okay, so,
entertained me. Yes.
okay, so instead of knight c6, he played queen c7, castles, knight c6, knight d5, takes. And now, for some reason, did not take on d4.
I would. Just in general principles.
Did not take
Are
twice.
you trying to snatch on c2? Or?
Well, yeah. So if you take twice on d4 and then queen c2, then
Well,
I
then
guess
rook
rook
c1,
c1,
rook c7.
and yes. Well,
Actually, the
rook
queen's
c1 and
trapped. Yeah, like,
well, it's
or
not
almost.
trapped. Queen e2,
Queen e2,
rook e1,
queen
queen
b5.
b5. Yeah, that looks
But
pretty
rook
bad.
e7 and-
Yeah,
Well-
that looks pretty bad
But you don't have to take the pawn on c2.
for sure. Now
Well,
you
the
didn't.
thing is, if you don't take, then the e7 pawn's backwards, and especially because you have the open e file. I don't know.
By the way, you didn't have to take on d5. You could have gone queen d8.
Yeah, but queen c7, queen d8 kind of looks.
Why? It's not clear to me.
Yeah, but it's psychologically maybe a little bit difficult. I don't know.
Okay, but so he didn't want to go backwards. Knight e5, b3, f5. Not screwing around here.
No.
So I mean, I assume take.
Well, or f4, right?
Oh, or you could throw an f4, but
Actually, f4 is I'm not sure how to meet that.
you have to go to knight f7, right?
Knight f7, and then
Even knight e6.
g5.
Oh, g5. Okay.
and your pieces are a touch passive. You can play queen c3.
Or knight f7, why don't you just take on f5?
You can.
I mean,
Yeah.
queen h5 is coming as well.
And you can play
Yeah,
queen
I don't know
c3
how.
right now, right?
I don't know how good that is. If pawn takes pawn on f5,
What are you?
first of all, you can play bishop takes knight, but let's leave that aside. And then,
Yeah.
but you can just go bishop takes pawn,
Right.
right? Knight takes bishop, pawn takes.
And bishop d4.
Bishop takes queen c5,
Take
and the knight's coming to d6 really quick.
yeah, maybe it's not ideal.
I don't know. I don't want to take on f5 because I think that bishop on c8 is a pretty passive piece.
Yeah.
I want to shut everything down. And the only problem I have with shutting everything down is something like queen c3, but then you have... So we're looking at f4, knight f7, g5, and if queen c3, but then you can go rook f3.
Rook f3, yeah.
Yeah. And
No,
you're going to
but
go bishop f2.
Why don't you play queen c3 now? Rook f3 is not possible now.
You can, and then if queen c3 now, then queen e1. Queen takes queen, and rook a takes e1. That looks really good for white.
It does.
Yes, it does. It does. Okay.
Yeah, that backwards e7 pawns
Yeah,
would be painful.
Yep.
At some point, maybe bishop f2, bishop h4 as well.
yeah.
Okay. I agree. Queen c3 right now is probably not going to work.
So knight f7, I mean, not knight d7, right? Because knight e6.
No, I prefer knight f7.
I think. Queen c3?
Well,
Maybe knight d7.
d7, e6, queen c3.
Knight d7.
Wait, but then bishop d4? Oh, wait, never
You're
mind.
leaving the
Yeah.
e6 square to be occupied, right? And you don't care. Okay, you don't care. I see.
But then rook f3 after queen c3.
And then queen takes rook.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Moved my knight already.
And maybe, so the idea of knight d7 is now, instead of the knight going to the stupid f7 square, it can go to the good f6 square. And of course, the problem with knight d7 is knight e6, but maybe queen c3 tactically.
Although,
You can go bishop d2, queen takes rook,
May1.
queen takes, bishop takes, rook takes. And for sure, white's got plenty of compensation. I mean, probably I think white's not worse, but is white better? I don't know. Interesting. Maybe knight d7.
knight d7, what if I just play like c4?
I think c4 makes a lot of sense, but
Yeah.
then knight f6.
Knight 6.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's a good position for white, but at
Yeah.
least this is a more playable version, I think. g5,
Knight
knight
e4.
e4, rook c1. Probably white's better, but probably white's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it to me.
All right, interesting. Where are we next?
White's pawn structure just looks more sound.
Wow,
All right.
h6, h4.
Yeah, this is so. This was the very slow,
yeah.
quiet game, and it more moves have been played. Knight h7, yeah.
To
Knight
get
f1.
f5? I don't understand.
Knight e3, knight g5, bishop g2, knight e6. It seems like black spent an awful lot of time
Yes.
to help white's
Not
game.
really improve his
Yeah.
position very much.
I mean, it's not, it's
He
hardly
traded-
lost or anything
no,
like that.
No,
but
he traded the white squared bishop, which is probably
yeah,
what he wants.
and the knight on
to
e6,
keep.
like, isn't it probably worse placed than on f6?
Yeah, it seems like black was just moving pieces around.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think
I don't
that's-
see the purpose.
I think black
in
was
it.
just moving pieces around. I like white's position. Two bishops, pawn structure looks good.
Yeah,
Everything seems well
I
placed.
would not have been highly motivated to get rid of my white squared bishop there.
And by the way, black's taken a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, h5 is also on the agenda with like bishop h3. And if black
Yes.
never wants to play g5, because knight f5, and
Right.
it's going to be a disaster.
Right.
And if black goes h5, then white goes bishop h3, and now
Bishop h3,
f5 is probably never possible. And it all looks
Yeah.
very pleasant for white.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out. I guess we should check out the bottom board so we don't leave
Get
them.
accused
Holy
of-
smokes! So white played e4, which is quite a bold move because knight c5 and that pawn on d3 is weak. All right.
And you can't play d4.
So can you play e5?
Certainly play e5, but even then, knight f d7, for example.
Knight f1 and maybe d4. I don't know.
Right. Okay. So that's a good point. So knight f d7 blocks the. So if e5, so knight d3, pawn takes knight, knight takes bishop, pawn takes bishop works out okay for white. Maybe e5. So I'd like to play knight g4.
Knight g4, knight f1.
Knight f1, pawn takes pawn on c4.
Yeah, that could be the only issue. And then DC, are you going?
Knight d3 for sure. And then I'm going to take on f2
Yeah.
really fast.
So e5, knight g4, bishop f1. Does that help? Probably not. Or actually, maybe bishop f1.
Maybe. The
You
knight's
see,
not
I
even
think
that bad on g4 because if you kick it, it goes to h6, and that's not the worst.
Yeah. I'm just saying how white can hold on here.
Yeah.
So e5, knight g4, bishop f1. If you go dc, knight takes.
Okay. Playable, but certainly pleasant for probably.
Yeah, I'm not
pleasant.
arguing that
Yeah.
this isn't pleasant for black, but I'm just
Yeah.
trying to find a move here for white.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, what about just holding the position?
With queen e2?
Queen e2?
Then
Knight e5.
Knight e5 is interesting, yeah.
Well, yeah, it is interesting. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, maybe knight e5, and then bishop d6. Actually, I don't know if bishop d6 is ideal, because maybe knight f7, e5 as well.
Yes, that's right. And also, white can take on d5 with one of the pawns,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So black's not opening up the d file catastrophically. Yeah, maybe knight e5.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
knight
not so
e5.
bad actually. Okay.
It just seems like I
Maybe
would want to
95.
connect my rooks and say I've completed my development. But
All right, what have we got here?
Another c3 Sicily.
Yeah, this one. Knight e5, knight takes, pawn
Okay.
takes. So far, I know I'm going through this quickly, but this is a very standard variation. Isolated d pawn, but white's got good development.
it's not
And now
isolated
knight
anymore.
e5, it actually starts to heat up a bit. Knight c6, bishop f3. Probably a little better for white.
Yeah.
Two bishops. Okay, knight c4. So
Bishop c1.
bishop c1, probably, right?
Yeah.
Not the most.
elegant of moves, but it's
Well, I mean, it's,
playable.
yeah, I mean, it's just,
And
it's a position, right?
yeah,
And
does hold the two bishops. You do have
Rook
the
c8.
Isolani though. I was wondering if you throw in knight takes knight to even up the pawn structure, but
Well then, I don't know. I feel like that might be favoring black a little bit.
when knight takes knight, pawn takes is forced, right?
Yeah, and then bishop c1?
Then
or bishop
C1,
f4.
or bishop f4.
It's possible, but bishop f4, maybe bishop d6. Black wants to trade off bishops. But then
Sure.
bishop d5 might be.
yeah, knight takes d5, he takes e5, bishop f4. Why not? The knight's gonna get. I mean,
Yeah, rook a c8 though.
rook a c8, and then queen e2 probably,
Me too, yeah. Rook e8.
and yeah, not. You don't quite have enough time to kick the knight away, huh?
I'd even think
Yeah.
queen b3 was playable too. It's, it's not, I don't
Now
see
you could play knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, and b3 right away, but and then knight takes bishop, pawn takes. But I guess if there's any advantage there, maybe it's microscopic.
Yeah.
What was wrong with just simply bishop c1 though?
Nothing's wrong with it.
fine.
Just bishop c1, rook a c8,
And then queen b3.
and then knight takes knight,
bc.
pawn takes, b5.
Yeah, I'm starting to not like it so much.
Well, maybe d5 then.
Maybe d5, and then maybe
Yeah.
e5.
e5.
We might be getting a little ahead of our audience.
Yeah, is it possible to put moves on the board? or-
No, we've bemoaned that fact.
Okay, so let's see. What's happening here? Is this the... No, this is a different bishop b5 check. Okay. Knight takes e4, unusual choice here.
Yeah,
Usually
why
here you
not
play
just
pawn takes
take
pawn, but,
back. Yeah,
you know, playable.
certainly, but
f3. Seems a little passive for white, but
Alright.
again, playable. Bishop f2. Bishop d6,
Yeah,
threatening
it's starting to look good for black already.
Yeah. Pawn takes.
yeah. Couldn't have been the best moves.
Okay,
All
so
right.
It's knight e6. Oh no, rook takes.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knight e6 would have been nice, I guess.
Yes.
that would have been funny. Yeah, well, seems like
It
it's
was
okay,
a good
but
thought, except for the rook taking.
certainly, unless something weird is happening, black should stand well. So it's just a question of is it
Yes.
equal or is it
Slightly better.
Yeah. Rook d6 seems a little. Seems like there might have been a more incisive move somehow.
He's
Something like
trying
e5.
To double, obviously.
Even h5 isn't
Sure,
a bad idea.
sure.
Because you want to give your king some air, and also h4 is
Yep.
also on the agenda.
Yep, I agree. Very, very reasonable. Somehow rook d6 seems a little. Seems a little. passive.
I'm just reading the chat now. Hi Frank.
No, Ben?
All right. So what else have we got here?
Oh, Alabama. Georgia.
Whoa, that's a lot of pawns in the center. Okay.
Well, it's pretty.
E5 seems a
Fourth.
little.
Four
What
pawn
was this?
attack.
4 pawns to-
No, it was
Yeah.
it was a King's Indian. Well, it started off as a Slavish English Slav,
All right.
and then it became one of those passive King's Indians. Then black threw in Bishop G4 for some reason, and this is all fine, but
Well, if you want to play bishop g4, usually you have to have like knight d7, knight c6, and attack d4 as quickly as possible.
yeah, certainly that's a more active way to play. I would say
You got to
here.
get E5 in before.
I would say here
white
F4
does.
is aggressive but fine. But here, why not instead of E5? Why not just
Yeah,
play
just
bishop
take it
E-
slowly.
Play Bishop E3.
Yeah, bishop e3,
I mean,
definitely.
you know, E5
Well, no
seems a
argument.
little over the top. So, interesting question is, can black play C5?
That would be the critical question.
C5
That is the way to counter this type
and I don't know. Doesn't look bad to me.
Yeah.
No. Doesn't look bad to me either. I think bishop E3 was better. You're right.
Yeah, unless somehow white can make e6, bishop g4 work somehow, but I don't see it happening.
No, especially since
d4 is falling.
yeah,
So
with check. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
C5 looks like the
looks
move
good.
there.
Yeah.
Last one. Okay, so pretty solid stuff. A4, A3, knight B4.
sorry, I missed the opening. Was this a knight or 4?
This was
a classical.
a rouse, yeah,
Yeah.
classical with F3, E5, and white just never. So, for example, after A5,
Yeah, a5. Yeah.
normally here you play like Bishop B5 or A4 or something, but nope, just let
Get in.
that A pawn
the-
get all the way
yeah,
down
right,
and
right.
knight
That
B4.
can't be.
Yeah, it looks like heaven for.
Yeah, this
Can't be
looks
pleasant, right.
looks pretty solid for black.
Yeah.
D5 looks like it's coming soon, and Queen A5.
Like
and-
you get D5 and then you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the top boards and see what's going on. All right, this has gotten pretty exciting quickly. So
Okay, so
last we checked it, we were
we
here.
were rooting for castle.
Yeah,
on
we were
rook
rooting
E8.
for castles, queen side, pawn takes pawn, rook H E8. Instead, takes and queen F4.
Right. Oh, to threaten g5. Okay.
D5, yeah.
Whoa, so if queen takes g4, rook takes g5, I guess. g5 and bishop g7. Alrighty
no.
then.
Still like black.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like white. I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess castle's queenside.
You would want to get the rook over as fast as you can, so it does seem called for.
I do. I prefer your idea, Derek. I like the
Yeah, just sack the pawn.
sack the pawn. That I think that was the way to go. I'm just sad that. Okay, I'm on strike in this game because he didn't play the really cool move. So this has gotten interesting.
Did
suddenly.
not
So
make the Patrick.
all right, so
play.
here we were. So last we checked it, it was rook c8. And we were wondering what white's plan was. So white played bishop f4, a6, bishop e2, and she took here, and knight c4, and boom, b4.
Wow.
Kind of.
Positionally dubious, or I don't
Well, I
know.
don't know. It's bold for sure. So I think, so white would like to go knight a4, knight c5 sometimes. If black goes queen b6 to hit the pawn on d4, then there's questions about whether knight takes d5 or bishop takes d5 is happening. Got to be careful because black still hasn't developed entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
If black just plays a normal
Bishop e7.
bishop e7, then
you can't play rook c1, which you would like to.
no. But I'm wondering, do you just play knight a4 there?
Yeah, because you can't kick it easily without ceding the c5 square. All right.
So bishop e7, knight a4. If you want to go b5, you do it right then. And knight
Knight
c5,
c5.
and bishop takes knight, and now d takes c5,
Absolutely.
which is the way you'd like to do this
Right.
positionally. But then black gets to take that pawn on e5,
Does he?
and she probably can survive that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh yeah, because the bishop is hanging on f3.
So if bishop e7, rook e1, which prepares knight a4, then
Well,
maybe queen b6.
What's the judgment on b5 from black?
Right, so that's a good question. So a4 is sort of the typical move you'd want to play there, right?
Yeah, but the problem is b4 is always.
Bishop takes b4, a takes b5, bishop takes c3. Looks okay for black, right?
Yeah. Or b5, a4. Can you take first?
You mean b takes a4?
Yeah, ba4 first.
That I think should be pretty good for white, right?
What are you playing?
Just
Queen
queen takes a4.
and bishop b4.
Yeah. So knight a. Well, I guess rook c1.
I feel like black has time to castle.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's okay, right? If all the pawns get cleared out, the d4 pawn is weak. Yeah. Okay, so if b5, if you don't want to go a4, I mean, what you really want to do is pound on d5 somehow, right? You want to try to like use the
Yeah.
lead in development if you can, but I don't know if that's just
a rook e1 kind of add to the
yeah.
threat.
Yeah, but as soon as you're playing rook e1, I'm playing like bishop e7.
Yeah.
Does seem like you can get away with that.
b4 is definitely a bold move.
But I don't see any obvious way to take advantage of it.
Of b4 or b5?
b4.
b4.
You think b5
Yeah,
is
I think
just
b5 definitely eliminates the knight a4 idea
right,
at the very least. So
correct.
it also asks white how he's ever getting rid of the c4 knight.
Yeah. I mean, white could try to go like knight e2, knight c1, b3, like that.
Yeah.
Slow, to be sure. Yeah, my instinct is that I'd prefer to have black, just because it's probably easier to play black's position, and it's probably not worse.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
as a
queen
counterpuncher,
d6.
I would like to do that
Going
too.
for it. All right.
So what was the line we were looking at?
We
Well,
were looking at b5, but
So either you're going to go bishop e3, or you're going to take on d5, right?
Right.
well,
Or queen a4.
So-
Oh wait, no, never mind.
so
Queen a4 is-
The move I'd love to play here is bishop takes d5. Right, you can't
Yeah.
go queen takes pawn because bishop takes knight. So bishop takes d5.
You have to take.
E takes d5. Knight takes d5.
Queen d4.
Queen d4. And now queen g4,
whoa, whoa,
So,
hitting the rook on c8.
good point.
but can black even just take on d5 and go queen d8?
Sure. Queen takes
Or
d5.
knight d8, maybe knight d8, because protecting b7.
All right, so which way do you want to go? So bishop takes d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5,
Queen d4.
queen g4.
Should I take on d5? Queen d5, queen c8, knight d8. No, that looks dangerous. Rook fd1. Yeah, looks like lights
Yeah.
out.
So actually, after bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, I'd rather play queen d8.
Queen d8, yeah.
You still play queen c4.
Well, you can play queen g4.
Queen
there.
g4, sorry, yeah. But
What's the
What's
threat?
a
Maybe
threat?
e6. But bishop e7.
Well, bishop
then-
e7, queen
Oh,
takes
queen
pawn.
g7, yeah.
Yeah. You can play h5.
that
right?
might be uncomfortable. Then queen f5.
Queen f5, knight
G6.
takes... No, not g6, knight
No.
f6. But
Yeah.
But after queen f5, knight d4,
Oh,
queen e4, but then queen takes d5, right? Queen takes, yeah, no,
No.
sorry. All right.
but once you get your knight to d5.
So take, queen d8, queen g4. Maybe not queen g4. Maybe you've got some other move here.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, there's also knight d5 in the current position
Yeah,
to consider. So,
for sure.
because
Yeah.
maybe then you punch into e6 really quickly.
But if knight d5,
And you're thinking like queen b3 to pile up. on
even
it.
like queen d4, right?
Queen d4. But then knight f6 and bishop c6.
Oops, that's a problem.
Knight f6 maybe king d8, but I don't know. what's going
Yeah,
on
I don't
there.
know. Yeah, it's very, very, very,
Yeah,
very
'cause you
scary.
still play
No,
bishop
no.
takes,
Okay,
yeah.
so that's so knight d5, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight takes d4.
I didn't see that actually. And knight takes d4. Rook c1.
It's pinned, isn't it?
Maybe. Yeah. A lot to think about. I mean, I
it
certainly
is.
agree with you. The
All of a
bishop.
sudden it's awkward, yes.
It's nice to take with the knight because the bishop is a very strong piece, right? And if the tactics work,
Yeah.
I'm so unsure about that knight d5, queen d4, knight f6, king d8 line. That looks like a
Well,
huge
because-
mess.
Because then you can take the bishop, and if you take the
but
queen, you take with check.
even
right?
then, you
Yeah.
could just play bishop e3, right?
Yeah, possibly. I have no idea what's going on there.
Yeah.
Knight takes bishop, pawn takes, queen takes queen, rook takes. Like a rook is landing on d7.
All right, we've lost our club audience, so let's go on to another game and let our heads clear.
All right. Well, I think the idea is something taking on d5 looks pretty
Yeah.
exciting and juicy. And
It was
we're
pretty
gonna have
forced
to
too, unless you want. No one wants to play bishop e3.
Well, that's the
thing.
other thing. Like
Yeah.
she's definitely forcing. I mean, because otherwise you go like knight e2, which is
Oh yeah, I didn't see knight e2 as an option.
which
Sure.
is playable, but
Sure.
you know that's a
Might
Yeah,
be the best.
I think John's an aggressive player, so I think
Yeah.
he's going to sack something on d5.
I agree. So we'll just
Speaking
have
of
to see what happens.
yes, rather than the objective board.
All right, and all right.
the
So here we
player.
are. Good. So
Ah, yeah.
Boy, this looks like a really good position for white. I mean, just play c3 and
C3
bishop
here, yeah.
c2.
Yeah, you can't let him do
Get
that,
yourself some
right?
tea and come back. Black still hasn't been able to move anything.
Yeah.
Because that's
Oh
a-
man! Now
A4.
your pawn on f3 looks just dandy. Thank you very much.
What?
That's fine. I get it. It makes sense.
It's not terrible, yeah.
Well, it's not terrible, but C3
No, it-
seemed like a much better idea.
No, a4 was the other move I was thinking of. I just didn't think there was any reason for it because knight takes b3, c takes b3 is probably just really good for white, right? The only drawback is
Well, it's hard to get a rook on the c
you
file.
can't get a rook on a c file. That's the only.
You can play
drawback.
rook f2, rook c2, but
You can go like queen d3, rook ae1, like. But it's going to be hard for black to do anything.
Yeah.
I think I prefer c3 just because I think it was so easy to play.
Yeah.
But I get it. This
Okay.
makes sense. All right. But anyway, we think this should be a classic Fischer-esque light square crush. Ooh,
Oh, what
stuff has
happened here?
happened here. All right.
so f4.
F4 he took on g4. Did not want to.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
typical.
Pawn takes.
I understand that.
All right, going for
This is the guy
going
we're
for broke.
dealing with. Yeah.
All right, good stuff here. Good
Is he gonna
stuff.
throw pawn takes in, or is he not?
I wonder if queen f3 is or e6 and then queen f3.
Interesting.
I like e6 because it shuts down the position and forces pawn takes bishop.
Yeah, and then queen f3.
And then queen f3. I like
Very
how you
clever
play.
idea.
Like
Very
how you
I'm
play.
landing on f7, or I'm just playing rook or king g2, rook f1 at some point.
So queen d8.
I guess I'll throw in.
I guess check, and then you have king h8, knight c6, right? Because bishop d4 is coming next.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, I like e6.
E6.
Yeah.
That's juicy. e6, hg.
Yeah, that's irresistible.
That's so okay. So if e6, and then if queen c3, you just play queen f3. You just left the rook on a1 hang.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is like brilliancy stuff. But that doesn't quite work actually, right? Because e6, queen c3, queen f. Actually, queen
I have
f3,
bishop
queen a1 check.
Bishop f1.
Bishop f1. Now bishop takes pawn on e6.
Now, how do I recapture?
And now if the problem is actually you're defending. Yeah, you can't do that. Too much. All right, so e6, queen c3.
E6. Queen.
Queen.
C3.
So can white try queen f3 first, but then de5 might be an issue. But
Right.
then rook f1. Rook f1 then.
Okay, so also knight. No. All right, so okay, let's try queen f3.
Oh, good.
I like queen
D5.
f3. So now queen c3 looks terrible, right?
Rook
Because
F1.
just
Yeah.
rook f1 and
That's game.
It's good night, Irene.
well, it's not completely game over. Like you can play bishop g4, right?
Queen f7.
King h8.
Is there not a win there?
I'm not sure. You can go queen f8, but the problem is the bishop's still on g4, so you don't have knight e6.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now we're getting ahead of ourselves too much, I think, for the club player, and it's because it's all in our heads.
So queen. Yeah, and analysis.
Unfortunately, we can't show. I know. We're working on that.
Does it work on chess 24?
Yes.
Well, let's
But we're not
take a
all
deep
the way
breath.
there
Let's
yet.
take a deep breath and keep in mind white can always just play bishop e4 here. You don't have to get the brilliancy prize. It's nice if you
Right.
can. It's
But
nice if
E6,
you can.
E6 and queen f3 both look really tempting.
Absolutely. I'm just saying if you just want simple, I don't see anything wrong with bishop e4.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't
'Cause-
exactly call it that simple though. Black has a few pawns and
Oh no, absolutely. The game goes on, but I think it's it's
Okay.
I would certainly rather have white there, but I
Yeah,
acknowledge
definitely.
it's double-edged.
Yeah.
I acknowledge it's double-edged. So that's
But
possible.
I'm not willing to give up
Now,
on E6.
if e6,
queen c3.
queen c3, because if pawn takes bishop, queen f3, I think you have to go bishop takes e6 there, and then
well,
knight takes e6.
Or pawn takes. I think we said
or
pawn takes.
pawn takes.
Certainly playable.
The difference is now pawn takes doesn't have an immediate threat.
Probably just queen f7, knight f5, and bishop d4.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Take me back here. E6, queen c3,
No, we
Wait,
said
wait.
fg2, and then queen
Oh.
f3,
queen f3.
and then bishop e6, de6, and then the threat is queen f7 and knight f5.
Yeah. So it's. Yeah. I mean, I certainly think that position should be good for white after pawn takes, but
yeah,
it's
I'm
not.
not totally convinced.
It's not completely clear. So if e6, pawn takes bishop, queen f3, bishop takes pawn takes bishop, bishop g7,
Queen f7.
king h8.
There should be something there.
I don't see it offhand, though.
Not clear, right? Because there is rook g8 in these sort of funny
Right.
positions.
Yeah. Then maybe knight e6. No, but the thing is, you can never get rook f1 in,
Yeah.
which is annoying.
You kind of need it, too.
Just to land on f8 somehow.
All right. As much as I really like e6, I'm kind of leaning towards bishop e4 just because,
Yeah.
you know, peace. And I think it should just be a good position for white in a lot of ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
it's hard
So
to argue with that.
complicated. We'll have to see what happens.
But-
Oh, this is just nice for white.
Okay.
Oh, it happened. All right. So e5. So okay. So he did play
Yeah.
bishop. He played e5, and then knight g4, and bishop f1.
My
And-
suggestion, so it probably wasn't good.
And
No,
knight
no, I
h6
think,
for some
you know-
odd reason. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
you should wait until h3 at least,
Yeah.
right?
Why do h6 now? Why not play pawn takes pawn first, for example?
Yeah, that was our issue with this move worker. I
Right.
think.
Right. You should play pawn takes.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Here, d4.
Ooh.
Wait, isn't white just better now?
Yes.
Well, it looks like white's consolidated everything, doesn't it? But I like going knight d7 and just a defensive crouch. It's not that bad for black, actually. I've played these positions
Oh.
before. They're like surprisingly resilient, you know. But yeah,
Does black have a plan, or is it just to wait until white overextends?
it's just a wait.
Oh, okay.
Although you can play c5, right?
At
Like,
some
Right,
point,
yeah,
that
C5,
could
yeah.
blast the position open, but
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to leave in a few minutes, so
All
let's
right.
round
let's
these
get your
out.
best effort.
Oh, this was the game we were
Yeah,
talking
this
about.
was
with,
this was the so he did play knight takes d5.
why
and
bishop
then-
c1 as opposed to f4 though? I don't really understand that.
F5,
No,
B3,
Because you could play queen d3 maybe.
Oh, yeah.
P1.
But I
here,
agree. I agree.
here.
Oh, he's
It's just
trading off the bishops.
yeah.
I don't think it's a bad idea because d5 is weak, but
I like white's position
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
This just looks pleasantly better for white. That
yeah,
knight
just
on-
land a
You're
rook
gonna
on
play
e5.
rook on
Yeah, the knight on
E5,
is
yeah.
so bad on b6. It's so passive. Yeah, I think this is actually a very nice position for white. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the super grandmasters call loss. So
yeah.
This looks.
And
actu-
the rest is a
This
matter
looks
of
to me like
technique.
white's position
Yeah.
has gotten better suddenly.
yeah, maybe so.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong
Yeah,
with
I
it
didn't like
now?
h6. h6 seemed really
I
slow.
don't like any of this stuff. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
just now. I'm just gonna harsh
Yeah, I
on
think black should
but
be a little bit more
Don't-
ambitious.
don't-
Rook d6 was kind of nothing. H6 to your point, not so good. I like g4. That's a good move.
Yeah,
Put
'cause
the
it's
put
got
the
a
pawn on a light
serious-
square. Bishop g3. Why is white not better here? This looks very pleasant for white. As a matter
Well,
of fact,
it's
I might
pleasant.
might even argue for playing rook takes knight here. Just because.
Really, it's that bad?
I don't know. I don't see it as that bad.
A rook
What-
d5
what do
or
you
rook
play?
d7?
Queen takes queen.
Well, queen takes queen,
Knight b3.
knight takes queen.
It's like a bishop
And then
versus
rook
knight.
takes
And
rook.
Rook takes rook, rook takes rook. Yeah,
Move
maybe
the
I'm
bishop.
overreacting.
Yeah.
Probably this. Yeah, probably rook takes knight
I'm
is an
fine.
overreaction.
Yeah.
But I like White's position.
Yeah,
White's
White could
position
be
is better
preferred.
all over the place
Right,
here.
but it does not look
Yeah, definitely
pressing
as
to me.
opposed to earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely an improvement.
Definitely an improvement.
Oh, this is the weird.
This is
oh,
the-
C5 was not played.
C5 was not played. Queen B6, Knight A4, Bishop G4. This is awesome. This is like two drunk Mike Tysons or something.
Yeah, so
Wow, I don't even know what. Okay, I think I'd rather have White here, but this is crazy.
Yeah, I can't tell yet.
Oh wow, like this position is bad for White, but it's somehow it's a little less bad
yeah,
than it
yeah,
was. I don't know. Maybe D5 is good.
I always like the idea of playing Rook C8 with the Knight on B4, because then maybe Rook C3 at some point at A2.
I agree. Yeah. I would have in this position after Knight D3. I probably would have preferred to play Queen A5.
Yeah, Queen A5.
right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Or even does D5 work? I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, D5.
D5,
Oh,
D5.
D5. D5.
If
Gotta
it
play
works, then go
D5.
for it.
Do so. Absolutely.
You gotta do it because it has to work.
Yep,
Like,
that's how I feel.
King's on E1.
I agree. It's got to work. Anyway, so we did this. So Rook C8. Okay. Ooh, I don't know.
Oh,
Knight A4 maybe.
Knight E2.
Knight B1.
No, but maybe Knight A4.
Knight A4.
Because you just need to get like you do one move to play C4. And
Or
so,
Knight B5 C4.
But if Knight B5
All right,
D5,
Knight
right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Knight
agree.
A4.
So my idea
Has a
on Knight
blank.
A4,
Yeah.
D5 is like maybe
There's Knight B6 or Bishop
something.
B6 or something.
Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe well, okay. So Knight A4, D5, Knight B6.
Or Bishop B6. B6
White can play.
Bishop
Black can play
B6.
D4 though.
Knight takes Rook.
Yeah, you take E7.
That's why I would put the bishop on B6 so D4
Yeah.
is not a threat.
Oh, this is interesting. We'll have to
Yeah.
see what happens.
Because then you would get pawn takes
You
on
could
C4
also,
and
you know what you could also do, by the way, is you could play Knight D5. Because Knight takes, pawn takes, Bishop H7, King takes, Queen takes, and then you can't go Rook C2.
Because Queen D3. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Knight D5. What does Black usually take with, or does Black take? Maybe Bishop takes and do something. I don't know. Knight D7. F5.
Yeah, for sure.
Well-
Bishop takes, Knight D7. But, that's not clear.
Yeah, I feel
Right.
like Black should have gotten a little bit more.
I agree with that. I think Black should have gotten more. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is interesting, actually. All right, let's check out the top games.
Okay, so
What
we did
has
lose
happened
a
here?
pawn.
So it's kind of similar to
No,
what we were.
we didn't.
G5,
the Queen E3
castles, H6, Queen E3, take, Rook
Rook E3.
takes,
Oh.
Knight takes.
Why not Rook G5?
Uh,
Maybe Bishop H6 or some weirdness or
True.
somehow.
Possibly.
Queen E3, Bishop
yeah,
H6.
yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Rook takes, Knight takes here. G1, Bishop H6, F4.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I don't know who I prefer here.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Rook H1. Or Black has to be careful because F6 Knight H4
Yeah.
and also Queen E6 as well. So F6 is off. F6 is basically impossible in this position.
For the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
right?
I don't know what White's plan should be. Maybe Rook H1.
I kind of like the fact that the knight could move and expose the. So, like, I was thinking of, like, does Rook G3 do anything?
Does it threaten anything? Yeah.
Right. And the answer
What-
doesn't appear to be. that
What
it
if you
threatens
just go
anything.
Rook H1?
Yeah, Rook H1.
Well, yeah, that's the obvious.
Rook G6, but then Knight
No,
H4.
Knight H4.
Knight H4, then Queen F6, then maybe Knight F. No, you can't play Knight F7 because Bishop F4. But
But you could go like Knight E5.
yeah. Knight E5 looks pretty strong there.
Okay, let's
So Rook
think Rook
H1.
H1. Yeah, I think That makes the most sense.
Is white better after rook h1?
Maybe. If bishop g7, then knight e5 again? Maybe.
Yeah. Or rook h5.
Or rook h5?
Then queen g6. I don't know.
Right.
Stuff to consider here.
Yeah, it's tricky. Oh, king. Oh, that's right. It's white's move. All right, what's going on here? Ah, boo.
Well, I mean, I'm happy with that. I was
Sure.
excited to see knight c5 on the board.
All right. Well, this should be. I mean, it's still a game.
Does
for
she
sure.
even want to take it, though?
No, I don't think she does.
Yeah. That knight on c4
Unless
is stronger.
you've got some like crazy knight c takes e5, right? Some
Oh, yeah.
Why, yeah, why
You
not?
got to look at it that, yeah.
Why doesn't that work?
I don't know. I'm thinking
well,
about it.
bishop takes pawn maybe.
Oh,
Knights-
man, it's getting complicated. But then rook c3.
Wait a second. Knight takes...
Wait, we're saying knight e3, right? Fe3, knight takes e5.
I'm saying knight c takes e5 first.
Oh, why not
Knight
knight
c
e3
takes-
here? Knight e3 and then knight takes e5.
Yeah, for sure. You can.
Yeah, we were
But
looking at it
then,
backwards.
but then knight takes d5, and you can't go knight takes bishop, right? So you've got to go pawn takes, and then bishop takes, and I think
My head's
that's-
exploding.
And I think that's dangerous.
And queen takes. Knight 3 check. Can you castle?
Right? You see.
Yeah, I know. It does like yeah.
So that's why
It's
I don't like. That's
questionable.
why I don't like knight takes e3 first, but knight c takes e5.
Knight c takes e5 is what I was looking at too.
Which knight c?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, knight on c6. Knight on c6 takes e5.
Even
Now,
algebraic gets
Yeah, yeah.
ambiguous.
now knight takes d5 is no good, right? Because you just go knight takes bishop check.
Yeah.
So
Man.
you could go bishop takes d5.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. To be honest, but I don't like this stuff. It's like, in principle,
it does
you should
feel
just.
like you should be able to just sit on this position and improve it.
In principle, you should just complete your development. So
Bishop e7.
bishop e7. I think you should just go bishop e7.
And castle, and then this stuff will
I'm just
still
asking
be
white
there.
what,
You know.
Yeah, what's white's plan if bishop e7, basically?
How does white get entangled?
Put pieces
Probably-
on reasonable squares,
Yeah,
right?
bishop
Like,
e2. Get rid of that ugly knight, that threatening knight.
Well,
Scare me.
well, bishop e7, bishop e2, then maybe black can...
Do
do a-
something
do a
weird.
combination.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then bishop e7 is definitely a helpful move.
So I have to play.
Or definitely more helpful than bishop e2, because in a lot of lines, bishop d5 was possible, right?
Yeah, so queen d3.
oh, so one idea that white has, by the way, is knight a4 again.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Good
'Cause they
point.
didn't play
Good point.
my b5 move.
So even a rook e1 might improve your position. Threatening. That way you can hold on to that e pawn if you place bishop takes it. Maybe. Yeah, I think you can.
This is like some of those crazy advanced Caro-Kann type positions, you know? Like, positionally good for black, but
Yeah, where he gets that bishop out
You
and
have
then
to-
locks the pawn
you have to
structure,
escape.
right? Yeah. It's unclear. But I'm not unhappy to be black.
and what was this one? Again? Oh, yeah, this is, oh my God, this looks, I can't even look at this.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's all right.
That's horrible.
Yeah, aesthetic.
Rook
All right,
h1 was
rook h1
played.
happened.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Look,
must be
looked
good.
reasonable.
All right. So I think on boards one, I'm going to have to sign off now, but I'd say on boards 1 and 2, very exciting games. Well, I definitely wish Rochelle good luck. How old is Rochelle, by the way?
Rochelle is 13.
She's 13,
Yeah.
but she's got the maturity of a 12-year-old. So
Oh! So do I.
no, she's a very, very talented player, and well, I mean, I think we have two very talented players here. So
Thank you.
And at least one of them was lucky in the last round. But I think I wish Rochelle luck. I think she's got a good position. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks very much.
What is the point total? You want to take a 5-minute break?
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break now.
And we'll say a pleasant goodbye to Patrick.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thank you for
Thank
All
you.
right,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks for joining
providing
us.
expert analysis for us.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay.
This is chess room director Abel Talamantes. I'm here with FM James Eade, NM Derek Wu, and I have a very special guest here, Sadhana Arivoli.
Hi.
And so you've been playing the tournament. You played up into the A section, which is really tough, so you're getting a lot of experience, but you had a great last round. How did you do?
I drew.
Good. And you drew, so our A-B section is combined, because we didn't have enough players, so we had to put the sections together. So you drew Caesar Tamandong, which is good because he's actually a really, really strong blitz player.
He's experienced.
A lot of experience. So that was a really good result. And actually, the first time I met you was at last year's U.S. Amateur Team West. And I remember it was the first round. And I think you were like 1,100 rated.
I was.
She was
What are you
1,100
now?
rated, and she was playing a 2,000. And I'm looking at the game, and it looks totally drawn. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a big result. And she had like this hat. It was like a panda bear or something. It was like this animal hat. It was like super cute. And then I'm like, because 2,000 player can play a drawn position, wait for the mistake, and take advantage.
Torturous.
But she played it really well, and got the draw. And that was like the first time, I got to know you.
Got a
and
scalp.
and I thought it was so awesome. I said, send me the game, and then we put it in the next newsletter. So that was really cool. So this is your first time at Mechanics?
Yes, it's my first time.
Yeah. Well, how do you like it?
It's good.
It's a lot of fun, huh? That's very biased on my part. But
What's your rating now?
1550.
So you made a lot of progress since last year.
Yeah.
yeah, very good, very good. And you have a sister, but she knows how to play chess, but doesn't play yet, right?
She's playing a tournament today, but she's not as good as me.
Oh, she's not as good. And she's a younger sister?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be up to you to kind of
Yeah.
coach her up. But are you going to like hold back so that she doesn't get better than you? So you're not going to tell her all your secrets, just barely enough so she gets good, but not enough so that she passes you?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So,
No, help her get as good as she can get and still beat her.
yeah, you can have like
Yeah.
good sibling rivalry, just like
Definitely.
Derek here, my sister. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how's your sibling
You don't hold
rivalry? Is
stuff
it
back
like
from your sister?
Well,
do you?
she thinks she's better, but I'm gonna have to disagree.
you have something to say about it? Oh, good. So just really quick, because I know your mom's going to be watching on the broadcast later. You want to say hi, Mom and Dad?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
That's it.
Really good.
job.
Well, thank you for joining us on the broadcast really quick, and then we'll get back out there and we'll let them go over the games. See you
Okay.
later, everyone.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Abel.
All right.
All right, so we're going back.
So yeah,
Twitch land people. We are going to
So
go
since
back
we
to
last
analysis.
joined this on board one, we have King B8 and Rook H1 as we predicted, and yeah, now it's onus is on Black to.
Where
do
does he
something.
put the bishop?
Yeah, do you
Or do
move
you
the bishop or do you
protect
play Rook G6 or Queen F6 or something? The thing is, if you play Bishop G7, then maybe Rook H7 and sort of like what pieces can Black
Yeah.
move, right?
And
'Cause-
Rook G6 looks like it walks into Knight H4.
Yes,
yeah.
of course. So it's like Queen F6 maybe or Queen,
Queen
G6.
F6 looks
It's not
playable.
fun. It's not
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, Queen F6, but maybe Knight E5, threatening Knight D7, and also Knight
Ooh,
G4 as well,
Ouch, yes.
and F7. So
Ooh.
it's a big pile of mess for Black.
Black has some headaches here.
Yeah, and as I was saying, Bishop G7, Rook H7 doesn't exactly seem fun.
Well,
Black can't really
yeah,
move
yeah.
a lot of pieces. If you move the bishop, then I'll
Yeah,
show
yeah,
else.
the F pawn falls.
Yeah, so
oh, I
Bishop
can do
G-
that.
Yeah, Bishop G7, Rook H7.
So if the bishop went to G7, the rook will come down to H7, and then the bishop is trapped. The rook is trapped, protecting the bishop. Bishop can't move because the pawn on F7 would fall. So
Yeah. So it's a matter of
Black
what
is
moves.
starting
can-
to think, well,
Yeah.
what piece can I move? So White is continuing to strangle,
Yeah.
and it's difficult. It's not necessarily impossible, but it's difficult to see how Black, that is, untangles.
Yeah. So yeah, Black is in thought right now. so-
Okay, so
I guess-
Black is in deep thought?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what black comes up
All
with
right,
here.
well, let's
so.
try somebody else. Okay, there you go.
All right, so after b4, queen b6, bishop b3, queen c7 was played.
Okay.
Not sure if I understand this move. Maybe the idea was eventually white was going to sacrifice on d5, and then maybe after
yeah.
d5, I don't know.
Is it a defensive move then, you think?
Maybe it's defensive, or maybe because knight e5 doesn't work immediately, maybe she's trying to make some c-file tactics work. For example, knight takes e3,
Knight
f
takes
takes, and then knight
E5.
takes e5. You can show it with the mouse too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking knight takes on e3. You kind of have to force to recapture. And then this knight would capture on e5, pawn takes, queen takes, and you're hitting
Actually,
this
you
pawn.
can just take on c3 right away.
Oh, the rook takes, yes. Or queen takes.
Queen takes,
Queen
yeah.
takes, okay. Yeah, so there, you can't allow that, can you? That looks like a
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah. I guess there was something
Knight
she
takes,
didn't like.
pawn takes,
yeah.
knight takes, and the c pawn. The knight in c3 is hanging.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you convinced me.
Yeah, so now the question is, what does white do? What white would like to do is play something like rook c1, just protecting the knight on c3, so there's no c5 tactics. But the problem with that is that the a3 pawn then falls, and then the b4 pawn is also weak. So yeah, the rook's stuck protecting the a3 pawn at the moment.
The rook, unfortunately, does not like to do defensive work.
Yeah.
And the knight is forcing it to be a defender. And the rook wants to attack, wants to get out. The rook and the queen especially do not like to be protectors. They like to be attackers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's white's move, and white is thinking.
Yeah, and also something like queen d3 also doesn't work because once again knight takes d3 or knight takes
Same-
e3. Sorry.
same problem, right.
Yeah, since there's double pieces on the c file.
So maybe the knight has to move away,
Yeah.
like knight a4 or e2.
Yeah, knight a4 and knight e2.
And that takes away the tactical threats, it seems.
Yeah.
But if knight a4, b5 seems plausible, then you would have to play knight
You have to
c5.
play knight c5, and then if bishop takes, then you have to take with the b
You
pawn
take with a b pawn.
because otherwise the e5 pawn falls.
Right.
So
So is that, and then you castle. It seems like black can't lose.
yeah, but the thing is, white always has pressure on the queen side. Maybe a4 at some point, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still leaning towards black's position a little bit. Assuming that tactics such as bishop takes d5 and knight takes d5 doesn't blow black off the board here.
All right, so I'm certainly not afraid of like bishop takes, just knight takes.
Yeah.
And I don't see anything for convincing
Mm-hmm.
for white. If knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes,
You can
still
even
chop it,
yeah
right?
yeah just take on e3.
Yeah. So
Although maybe f file problems then, but
true, because you have the bishop on d5 and the rook on
Yeah.
f1. That would be, the bishop would then be on
yeah.
d5, and the rook on f1 would suddenly be
Yeah.
cleared to attack f7.
yeah. So I guess the
So-
question is, knight takes d5, e d5, bishop b5. Can black play knight b6? Or actually, you know what? After knight takes d5, e d5, bishop b5, maybe knight e7.
Just consolidate.
Yeah, but then that blocks the bishop, so I don't know. Black's gonna have to play g6, bishop g7, probably.
But I still think you're threatening just knight takes e3.
Yeah, in that case, probably.
And
Yeah. I guess we'll
I
have
don't
to see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Oh, so this was the game that
Right.
Mr. Patrick was going crazy over, refusing to look at. So
No. This is he liked this move. I was thinking for c3, but he liked a4.
yeah, he was saying it was tragic for black, basically. So a4, here. Even rook a4 looks interesting. But okay, keep it simple.
The knight is
Yeah.
gonna take it though.
Yeah, so
So you don't care.
yeah, so
yeah. Okay, I see.
c3, bishop g5,
Ah.
b4. Huh. b4, that's interesting.
He wants to produce the passed pawn, obviously.
Right, and then but I feel like reducing the amount of pawns might help black a little bit, since maybe then the bishop isn't as much of an asset.
Yes, and if the bishop can ever get outside the pawn structure, technically
Yeah.
it is now, but I mean, on the other side of the board.
Yeah, I would have
it could
played it a little
become
bit
effective.
Yeah. I would have played it a little bit more slowly. I feel like white rushed it a little bit. Maybe like bishop c2 first.
Yeah,
know-
I always would hold on to that bishop. you know.
Yeah, bishop c2. Eventually, maybe even rook a2, queen e2, rook a1. So, but b4 played, take, knight a4, rook a4. Yeah, I feel like
That's
all of a
pretty
sudden I
clever.
feel like
Black is
black is holding on now.
Yeah.
I think.
We got to be quiet. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, because now it seems like knight's good, but not as good as it used to be. Because now it doesn't have as many targets.
And it's not solid on d5 the way it was,
Right.
and not that it isn't fine.
Yeah.
where it
White's
is.
still first choice.
I
Definitely.
agree.
Okay, so b5.
So you're trying to get that going.
Yeah, try to play b6, queen b3, stuff like that. Get the rook over to a1 or b1. So, yeah, still chess to be played here.
Yes, and it's not clear how black makes progress here.
Yeah.
And how do you improve your position? Do you try to take rook takes, queen takes, and then queen a8? Try to, you're hitting the knight and the queen. Do you try
Yeah.
to reduce material even more?
But then all of a sudden b6 and the
B6?
bishop's feeling, oh.
Ooh, that doesn't look right.
So knight b6, queen b5 is his idea. So if, oh wait, no, it's
Knight-
not. Then knight takes
Yeah,
a8.
rook takes a rook.
No, but then
takes
queen
a-
b6 is check. So,
Oh,
so
I see.
we were just looking at knight b6, queen b5, rook a8. There's queen takes b6 check, but knight b6, queen b5, knight takes a8. What is Eric's idea here?
I'm not clear. And why not rook takes rook, rook takes rook, knight b6,
Oh yeah, but then queen a7.
queen e7 pins it.
Yeah, so I think knight
That's-
b6, knight
that's lights
b6
out.
immediately is critical.
Okay, that's lights out. Okay. Let's see.
Bishop e3, simply bishop e3. Yeah, we're just missing basic tactics here.
Get basic attacks. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
happens
a-
later
that's
in
a-
the broadcast.
Yeah, that's a double attack.
Yep. Okay, so he's
So-
safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
He can play queen d7.
so I think my first instinct is
played
to play queen b3, because then it
Can you
threatens
play-
knight b6.
No, okay, right, because that's a good point. And it takes away the e3 check.
Right, and I just want to swing one of my rooks,
And
this
you've
rook
got
over.
double
So
there, yeah.
yeah, and then just
Okay,
continue pushing.
I agree.
So
Queen b3.
another option could. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say rook c4, rook c6, but it's too slow because the pawn's hanging immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. This was the crazy game. Oh, he did play queen f3. So we were looking at this position and we were discussing.
Oh, but he didn't play
E6.
e6.
Yeah,
first.
e6, because then if hg2, then there's some queen f3 ideas with mating ideas. So
Oh, so I think I see,
he decides to play queen f3 first.
and that does make sense, doesn't it? Or
Yeah,
does it?
yeah, because we were discussing hg2, e6, and then bishop takes e6, de, and then bishop g7, queen
Right.
f7, king h8, and
And
there
it
was
seems to hold.
seems like there's no mate for the moment. So
Okay, so this way
D5.
though, okay, so now what are you thinking? Okay.
rook f1, it's logical.
It makes the bishop move.
Bishop d7,
So now,
bishop h3. So, oh, bishop h. Okay, so what if bishop takes? Queen f7, king h8, queen f8, take, king g7. There isn't knight e6 because
Right.
that would have been nice, but
That
the
would have been nice.
The bishop's still on
Yeah.
h3, so there's no mate there, unfortunately. Bishop h3. Do you just recapture?
Well, you could, then your knight is hanging, right?
Yeah, and then queen
So-
e6 though.
But you could play bishop e6 check. Does that work?
Where after bishop here?
What was the last move? Bishop there. Okay.
Yeah. So
No. Okay.
if bishop
so-
takes h. There's also no queen takes
Bishop
f8 tricks.
Right.
With
Right.
because it's the bishop's always guarding this diagonal.
But now if you play knight e6
Bishop takes.
and pawn takes, is that just transposes into what we were looking at before?
Yeah. Although
Because you can play-
it still looks pretty strong.
But you can play bg7 again, and then that's just what we were looking at. You don't really have an answer for that.
Yeah. So, if queen h3 here, if ed4 to queen e6, king h8, bishop d4, bishop g7. I find it hard to believe white doesn't have a win. Bishop takes.
Well-
king takes.
That is a really
Rook
interesting
f7.
point.
Rook f7, king h8. Is there no mate? The queen on c7
Wait.
is nice.
Wait, because I think we do have something. Queen takes. The knight is not really a threat.
Why?
Because queen e6 check,
King h8,
and then bishop takes pawn check.
bishop g7,
Bishop takes bishop check.
king takes.
And rook takes. Rook to
Rook,
f7
rook
check.
f7, king h8.
King h8.
Yeah, that's what I just looked
Then
at.
rook takes pawn.
Ah, yeah, simply. But then queen
Oh,
g3.
gee.
There's queen g3,
Ouch. But is that just a draw then?
maybe.
I think that's a draw. It's a forced draw anyways.
So, knight e6.
And we have to be careful about letting people follow us, because when we're talking in our minds, sometimes they can't see
Right.
our minds.
So, shall we move to the next game then?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so, yeah, this was the game where we thought black was just moving pieces around aimlessly.
Right.
So it started as a symmetrical King's Indian, and then this h6 move is, I don't think it's typical in this line in particular. I know it's typical in some King's Indian lines, for
Yeah.
example, the same-ish.
We didn't think it was like terrible, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's
What was
just-
it aiming for?
Yeah, I get the idea is knight h7 at some point, but
Right.
I don't really know
We
how.
didn't like that.
Yeah,
And I didn't
also
like giving up
this,
the white
Yeah,
bishop.
this is the nice bishop for white or for black because the pawns are
Yeah.
on dark squares.
Dark squares, right. So,
So-
don't give it away.
So yeah, this sort of really helped white. So knight g5, bishop g2. The knight's not particularly well placed on g5. It just helps white play h4 or f4 in the future.
Right.
So knight e6.
So now that's a nice square, but it's not necessarily that much better than on f6.
Yeah.
Because f6 would be supporting d5.
Yeah, I don't really see what it does as well. Maybe it prevents
No.
f4, but it's potentially like h4, bishop h3 is also a target. So
yeah,
h4 here is
it
nice.
definitely looks like white is to be preferred.
Yeah, and now white has all kinds of ideas, such as just thrusting this pawn forward, weakening, softening black's king side. Black
'Cause you
never wants to
can't-
push
you
because
can't-
then the
F5 is
square
a-
is fatal.
Exquisitely
Yeah.
waiting. Sorry. f5. You cannot push the g pawn is what Rick is saying.
Yeah.
And we've learned to start listening to Derek.
Yeah, so
And also, at some point, if the f pawn moves, queen b3 might come in handy.
yeah, exactly. So that's why I
Yeah.
don't really know what the knight's doing on e6. That's why I
'cause
was,
want
I
to
was
play
just
for d5 at some point.
Yeah, I was assuming black's just moving pieces around. So
Okay.
h5 is played to prevent white's idea of h5, but also this also comes with its consequences. So okay, potentially white could. So this h5 obviously weakens the square here. So potentially maybe bishop h3 and
to threaten to take the knight.
yeah,
That's one,
sometimes,
yeah.
but also even something like knight f1, knight h2, knight here, and knight g5 at some point.
Yeah.
After you take knight g5, it's yeah. But b4. Okay.
But white has so many options here, and black so few.
Yeah,
it seems.
white has clear plans. I don't really know
and
what
you
black's
can
doing.
and you can kind of choose which plan you want to play.
Yeah, exactly. White has a free hand here, and black's just reacting. So, b4, okay.
Take space. Why
yeah,
not?
why not? So a6, rook b1, okay. Queen e7, knight d5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I don't really.
That's
yeah.
oops. Yeah, that's just like, give me the knight on the e5
Yeah.
for free. Yeah.
Yeah, bishop h2. This
D,
looks like heaven.
d5 for free.
Yeah, okay. Black did a little triangulation here, but unfortunately, it's
Yeah.
not a king and pawn endgame. So
So you gave him 2 moves
Yeah.
for free.
yeah. So bishop e3, knight b8.
So he's hoping.
Yeah, he's trying to play c6,
kick
but
him.
but c6 isn't even effective here because knight b6.
Yeah.
So I guess he wants knight d7 and c6, but
Yeah, yeah,
seems a little slow. Oh, he doesn't even play.
yeah. I would have.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would have expected.
Maybe
that.
does he not want bishop h6? I feel like White's plan isn't even to play bishop h6 here.
No, I would put it on g5 once he plays
Yeah.
rook e8.
I guess these kids are attacking minded because I guess like bishop h6 take and sack everything and
Yeah.
take on g6,
But that's not the way
Positionally-
to
positionally
should
it's
be
not
played.
favorable because
Yeah.
once again this is Black's
Bad
bad bishop,
bishop.
and this is White's nice bishop because his pawns are
Yeah. You wouldn't want to trade those bishops unless you got an advantage.
yeah exactly.
So now I don't know why he doesn't play bg5. Oh, knight takes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, rook e8.
Yeah.
Rook e8 I can understand, but I don't think it's correct. Because
No,
his
I
idea is to
don't like
meet.
it. Knight d7
bishop
seems
h6 with
much
bishop
more to
h8.
the point.
Yeah, exactly. Because you just play knight b8. Come on, you have to play knight d7. So king g2.
It's just taking his time.
Yeah, knight
Now we go.
Up c4. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Knight c3. Yeah. Still looks like White has a pleasant position.
Yeah,
White's ideas include
a4, b5.
a4, b5, b5, c5 even sometimes.
Sure.
If d5 isn't good for
But
Black,
d5
because you just want to
yeah.
carve a square for your knight on b6. Yeah, the bishops are nice here.
That's true too.
Knight a4.
Well, he goes right
Interesting.
for it. Yeah, I was going to say a4, a5 was a threat too because
Yeah.
knight a4, b6 is a killer.
Yeah. I'm not sure about knight a4 though, because maybe b5 here. It's a little disruptive.
I thought knight a4 here was just a little premature. Do a couple more premature.
just-
preparatory moves.
Yeah, just try to induce some more
Yeah.
pieces from Black.
Because what's Black's plan?
Yeah.
It's probably to play d5. So a knight is good against that, possibly. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anymore. It's not.
So I think if Black can get b5 in favorably, then Black should be trying to play that. But the thing is that after knight c3, you don't really want to take on c4, because then the d pawn becomes weak. But Black can just leave the pawn in b5 maybe. I'm not really sure. I just feel like knight a4. I don't think it's
I don't
terrible,
think
but
it's-
at the same time, I don't think it's
the plan.
accomplishing
Yeah, I would
accomplishing
play
anything.
a4 to
Yeah,
slow
a4
down
b5.
b5 and to
Yeah,
play b5 next before Black can.
yeah, definitely. But okay, next game. Yeah, so this is the game where we thought knight e5 here was interesting, but okay, e5.
Right.
He used my idea, probably
Yes.
not a good idea. So bishop
No,
f1.
I think this is like knight h6 was not provoked. We didn't think that was
Yeah.
necessary.
Just wait until h3 and then play knight h6,
Right.
knight f5. But okay, d4, knight d7, bishop d3, and then
So
Patrick
that
was
is looking pretty good now.
Patrick was commentating these positions don't look as bad as they seem, which I'm starting to believe. Because if Black never plays c5, then sure, it's just torture. But if Black can get c5 and try to equalize in the center
Right.
or break it down, then perhaps he's fine. Because potentially this pawn could be proven as overextended, and it sort of blocks the bishop. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm still not sure the rook belonged on e8 because I think an f6 would be an idea.
yeah, possibly.
c5 right away.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't either.
So take.
I would take that way.
Knight c4. Yeah. Maybe knight e4. looks a little bit more natural.
I would think 94,
94, because
because
I
that
feel like
also pressures C5.
yeah,
So-
knight e4, and also h4 knight g5 is always a
Yeah,
pretty typical
yeah.
idea in these lines, or
Yeah. And towards the
these
center,
positions.
towards the king side, it's like,
Right.
it's a more aggressive setup.
Yeah, definitely. So okay, knight c4, nothing particularly wrong with it, I guess. Take, knight takes.
It's holding together.
Yeah, knight c5, bishop
Yeah.
e1. Here, queen h5.
Yikes.
b5. So,
93 looks.
knight e3 is my first instinct, but there's always ideas of sacrifices somewhere. Like knight d6, if you can take and somehow, like, I don't know, construct like some sacrifice on g7 combined with queen g5.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, okay, knight e3 was played, but just for the audience, if I go back one move, knight d6 is something to consider here, because after bishop takes, pawn takes, if you take, okay, first of all, you can just take on b5, and after like the queen moves, then bishop g7 is an idea, because king takes and then queen g5. The bishop's not protecting this
Right,
square
it's been
anymore, because
removed,
we
yeah.
already
No,
traded
I
it off.
agree. It
And
looks very
It
threatening.
looks pretty devastating, but
Because you have to take the knight because you're forking the two rooks.
right,
So
right, yeah. And also the knight's just a monster there, so you have to
then
take
you've
it. And,
opened up your bishop, your dark squared bishop for white. and
yeah,
your
exactly.
E-file for the
Yeah,
rook.
after this pawn moves, I mean, these two bishops are just
Yeah, I
menacing.
think, without doing any real analysis, that looks good.
Yeah, I think knight d6 might have been a missed opportunity. But okay, knight e3, not the end of the world. I still prefer
Right.
white.
Right.
So I guess bishop b7 here.
Well, let's.
Oh, maybe his idea is knight g4, because there's
clear-
issues on
yeah,
h7.
clearly. Yeah, so I wonder if I can get away with blocking that by playing e4 right now.
b4. Rook c5. Ah, no, it doesn't work.
C5
Then
yeah.
bishop takes,
Yeah,
bishop takes, and then you
takes,
attack
yeah.
d4. So bishop e4. Yeah, that's interesting. Bishop e4. Yeah, I guess
don't-
that might be forced. If
Or
bishop
knight
e4
E4 is
isn't, if
possible.
bishop e4 doesn't lose, then I feel like bishop e4 has to be played here. Otherwise, knight g4, and
Yes, I agree.
yeah, you'll have to play bishop f8 or something. But yeah, that's just gross. There's even ideas of queen takes h6 there.
But, yeah.
So
Oh, bishop e4 was the thing that popped out in my head because you definitely
yeah, you
are
want to
looking
trade off.
you
Yeah, you
want
want
to get that
yeah, this
guy
bishop's
out of the
a
game,
monster.
but
So the critical line was bishop e4, rook takes c5. Because if you take back, then we remove the defender, we get two pieces for the rook. But bishop e4, rook takes c5. The problem is bishop takes c5, and after we take, then this knight's also hanging, so white would be down in exchange there. At least I think so. Because what if rook d1? Now it's starting to look interesting. Bishop e4, rook takes c5, bishop takes c5, bishop takes e4, bishop takes d4, rook d1.
okay, but you're only on it once, right?
I'm on it twice. I have my bishop here too.
Correct. Okay, so we're defending it twice, you're attacking it twice. Is that right? That's right. Okay. So then I can play knight f, huh? No, I don't know if I can do that. No. Nope,
Bishop
I
e4.
can't. Okay.
Wait, bishop,
Bishop
e4, rook
e4.
c5, bishop c5, bishop e4, bishop d4, rook d1.
Oh, then can I? I was thinking I have another rook, right? And yeah, that's not at all clear to me now.
Yeah, that actually, maybe this doesn't work out for black. Maybe knight e3 is actually a pretty strong move. Yeah, what is
Can you
black?
play if bishop e4?
Oh, knight e4.
Oh, he plays knight e4. Okay, that's a different. But if bishop e4, bishop take, rook takes c5. Can he plays bishop d6?
Oh, which line?
If we move back one,
You were saying bishop e4 here.
bishop e4,
Rook c5.
rook c5, bishop g6.
Bishop c6. That's really smart.
Well, it's possible, anyways.
Wow. Yeah, that just might work actually.
I think that holds everything together.
Yeah, bishop g6. I've never seen that theme before. That's actually something to remember. Yeah, I've never seen that idea. But okay, yeah.
Because then the rook on
I guess that
c5
was
is
missed.
hanging, right?
Yeah. But what you did in the game was knight e4, which, okay, I guess he saw the idea that was knight g4, but I feel like knight d5, or rook c8 first. Let's say rook c8,
Okay.
knight d5.
You
You
have
have
to
to
take
take with
with
the
the
pawn,
pawn.
and then all kinds of e6 ideas.
Oh, I see that now. That
I mean,
hurts.
this looks like,
Looking at it.
I just feel like black doesn't deserve to survive here.
No, I'm with you on that. But you have to calculate exactly, because if you get one move inaccurate.
Well,
in
I
the
mean, okay.
sequence-
If black does one move inaccurately, black loses. But if white plays one inactively, white has some compensation
Possibly,
for
yes.
for the sacrificed pawn. It's just a pawn after all. So yeah, black has everything to risk here.
I agree.
I mean, if
If you
you don't do something aggressive here, then black possibly consolidates something like bishop f8 at some point.
Right.
So
And threatening g6, and
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
you got to unwind. You can get untangled. But,
yeah, so something along the lines of
so you're
maybe
thinking
taking
knight
on say
takes,
knight d5 and
knight
pushing
takes.
e6 through.
If you play,
I would like to include rook c8, and my reasoning is if knight d5,
yes,
you
yes,
don't.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because you don't want him to be throwing
There
rook
wa- yeah, yeah.
one at you. It's
Yeah.
like just to deflect your bishop or your rook when you want him
Right,
high up,
right.
So yeah, I'd throw in rook takes first. So we're thinking now rook c1, rook takes c8.
Rook c8, rook c8.
And just so that we don't have to worry about the rook on c1 deflecting one of our attacking pieces.
Yeah, and in case black wanted to play queen takes c8, so that knight d5 here and e6 doesn't come with tempo, I think worst case scenario, white grabs on b5. Yeah, that looks pretty good for white. So rook c8, knight d5, ed,
e6.
e6, yeah. Pawn takes, maybe.
Pawn takes first off.
I mean, do you want me to take and play knight f5?
Well, no, but if you take, okay, let me think for a second, because
Okay. Well, I guess knight d5 in this order is fine because rook c1, knight e7, but I feel like you should be playing rook c8 at some point.
oh yes, I agree.
So ed5 probably rook c8, and
See, yeah, you can't throw in rook takes now because knight takes bishop, right?
yeah.
So I think you have to play
ed4.
You have to play that.
Rook c8, or you can play e6.
You
e6 is
can,
possible.
but I would prefer to throw rook in.
Yeah,
takes
it's
in.
just less complications.
Yes, and it won't deflect one of your
Yeah, exactly.
attacking pieces.
So rook c8, e6 is the question. So if pawn takes, I have a hard time believing white doesn't have anything. But I don't see anything direct, so.
Well, I mean, can you ever just throw in a move like f3 to get the knight out of the way?
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh,
There's also ideas of just bishop d3 here. a6 and then figure things out, but ooh, you know what looks kind of annoying, but doesn't really do much, is bishop d3, so attacks b5, so if a6, then bishop f1, and then I'm playing bishop h3.
Ouch. Yeah.
So, and if you ever move the queen,
you've
then
thrown in rook takes rook or no?
it's up for debate.
I would throw it in just because.
You could. Well, I would
I
play
never
bishop
want-
d3 here, and then if a6, then maybe rook c8. Because bishop d3, rook c1 isn't necessarily an issue. That's still really pleasant.
That's true. Okay, I'll get off it because I was
Yeah.
thinking I want that rook on the e file, but
So
maybe
bishop
not.
d3,
Maybe
yeah.
the c file's just as good.
Yeah, bishop d3, a6. Now rook c8, bishop f1, threatening bishop h3.
But you're
Or also
taking
just
out-
also just threatening e6, because if you take then maybe bishop h3, that looks really crushing.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of ideas here for white. So
Yeah, and even just pawn structurally now, white's superior.
yeah, definitely.
So
White doesn't even need anything direct. He can also just try to milk out the win. Also, the knight on h6 isn't particularly
and you
well
got the
placed.
two bishops. It's just like a dream kind of
Yeah.
position.
And
You
what's
can
funny-
just choose the way you want to go about winning.
Yeah, what's funny is you can't even play knight g4 because e6, and after pawn takes, then you take the knight. So
yeah.
black is kind of in a zugzwang here. So it's kind of funny because it's the middle game. But
Well, it's white's
yeah,
move.
Try to come
So,
up with a plan for black.
so I still think rook takes, bishop d3 is an idea. Rook takes,
e6 is an idea, but still
e6.
moves
And I was
moves to be found
thinking-
there.
I was thinking f3 to just drive the knight away to get the bishop in, because you're gonna, if the knight moves, you can play bishop f5, which would be crushing.
Yeah. Well, the
Oh
knight's
no,
on
there's
e6,
knights on
yeah.
f5. Sorry. Yep. Can't do that. So much for crushing. Okay. Okay. So. All right. Let's look at another game while they're thinking.
So yeah, this game was really pleasant for white. Bishop, yeah. Yeah, the problem is that this knight is just so out of play, and this
Yeah.
bishop's constantly harassing this pawn on d5.
And he's threatening to make it even less. Yeah. By a4, a5. Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
got to keep the.
Yeah, the point was that if rook e8, then queen takes, trade everything off, and then a5, and you
Yeah.
take grab on d5.
Yep.
So good night, Irene. a5, queen d2. Yeah, this looks.
How do you
terrible.
protect it? Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you just take it.
I'm trying to get some counterplay, but how?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, looks like
You're a
white's
pawn
the one-
down.
White's the one with play as well. 'Cause e8's
He's gonna
happening.
play a5 and then queen takes b8.
Yeah. This is game. So
Yeah.
let's see this game. Oh, we actually just had a quick draw. Knight c5,
okay.
bishop f2. Draw grid.
yeah.
Why didn't white push here?
I don't know. You got the bishop first. Now you got it.
and then this
queenside majority.
Yeah, so rook d5, knight d5,
It seems to me that white has a better
f4
ending.
maybe, bring the king to e4. I don't know. I mean, I'm not doubting that it's a theoretical draw or anything. I'm just saying white can push a little bit maybe. But at the same time, knights are tricky, so I don't know. But
Yeah, but
if you're
you always
careful, white's never
pawns
losing
on both
this.
sides of the board. You want a bishop versus knight ending.
Yeah, exactly, because the bishops are long ranged.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're careful, white's never losing this. So, but okay. Okay, so this game, two drunk Mike Tysons, b3, c5. Wow.
Can you play that really?
I think
Yes.
the idea, or actually, just kidding. I thought the idea was take bishop a3, but then rook d4. So I really don't know what the idea is.
Wait, take.
Okay, take. Rook
No,
take.
but it's
pawn
check.
take.
It's check. You just take with check
Oh,
and
good point.
queen's hanging. So,
So you
take,
can't take. You
queen.
can't.
Yeah, queen takes, and then
No, then your rook takes the queen, right?
yeah, rook takes the queen because it's check.
Yeah, so you can't take back.
So what happens if just take? So my initial thought was bishop a3, but then just because you can't play pawn takes because bishop e7, but then just rook takes d4, and maybe queen c2 and c5 can't be defended because rook d5 bishop f3 or something crazy like that. I don't know. This looks too deep for me.
Well,
Either too deep or too dumb.
I don't know either. It's interesting.
I assume his idea is DC bishop a3, rook
Right.
d4, queen c2 or something, and then you can't defend
I
this
don't
because
see how
rook
you
d5
do.
bishop f3.
Right.
Okay, we'll
And-
just go with that then.
Yeah, because I think that's
Yeah, black didn't take.
That's probably reasonable not to take.
Yeah, because c5 that's really weakening as well. So maybe if DC, then okay, whites might be
I
okay
don't
or
even
something.
know if I would go to queen b4 though. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
I'd
not.
play queen c7 probably.
Oh, this looks really interesting. Black couldn't take on a1 because this would be a fork and also you're threatening a queen. So.
Yeah.
So it just takes back, but it seems like white's center is kind of falling apart. It looks like white has a lot of space and white's active, but in reality, like this rook is going to be really active soon. Something's going to be removed in the center, and also a lot of things. White's pieces are kind of loose here. Rook a2, take. Yeah, exactly. Something fell in the center, so I don't see anything wrong with rook d4 either. But okay, bishop e5 is just as fine. Queen e3. Bishop d4, I guess.
Why not? I don't see why not.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well. Now this game. Oh.
but
So, what happened here? White won. d5. Knight takes.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, he won down a pawn. Oh, it's even.
Yeah, it's even, and
mature.
he's got the superior pawn structure.
Wait. Why is white not at the pawn? Oh yeah, of course it's not. Okay, yeah.
But even so, it's a superior. Yeah.
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 I think black just played this kind of poorly.
Yeah.
Because
It wasn't necessary to.
Yeah, we were applauding black for this
The
a5.
queenside aggression, right?
Yeah. Definitely looked like black still. Black had no troubles from the opening, but yeah, just
We thought d5 before taking on d3 was better.
yeah, d5. We didn't even calculate anything. We just assumed it worked because the awkward placement of white's pieces. So, okay, well that's unfortunate. Guess we'll go back to board one. Oh, what has happened here? Missed a bunch of moves. So rook h1, rook g6 was played, and knight h4 is impossible.
I would have played that.
There's queen takes f4 and bishop g5. Yeah, so
Smart.
even Mr.
No,
Wolff.
no, that's not right because it's check.
Maybe they both missed that. So knight h4.
can't
We
move
assumed that queen takes f4 was the idea of queen takes f4, bishop g5, but even knight g6 there would have been good enough because knight takes.
right.
So okay, so queen f4 couldn't have been the idea, but knight h4. What are you doing then?
Why not play it? I'm trying to think of why I wouldn't play it, and I can't.
Strange. Knight
It seems to me
h4.
that it's clear. Okay, it seems clearly winning.
What tactics does black have? Does black have any tricks? Queen g4 doesn't do anything. Queen f6 doesn't do anything. Bishop g5, knight f5. Rook g5, knight f5. Queen g5. Queen g5. Not queen f4.
Immediately? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
But now, what if I take the rook?
Queen takes. And you have two pieces for the rook.
Good point.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
These guys are seeing tactics.
Yeah.
That's
That
why we're
was
commentating and
very
they're playing.
clear. That was very clear to me that knight h4 won, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Because that's right. I don't think there's another way. That's right.
Yeah. So rook e1, rook g6 is really clever then.
Yes. And
Because we were questioning what
You're
black was
walking
going to.
right into the trap.
We were questioning what black was going to do because bishop g7 isn't comfortable because of rook h7. If queen f6, then I don't know, knight e5 or something.
Yeah.
So rook g6, okay. I guess that he just eliminated the other possibility and said, okay, let's go for it. Okay, rook e1, rook f6,
Oh.
h1. So I guess rook g6 could be a repetition, but I don't even know who's trying to win here.
This is wrong for white.
Yeah. Wow. All of a sudden, black's better.
First off, I would have checked instead of driving the knight back. I letting the knight come back.
Oh, where?
In this position, I would have checked. Not there, because
And
the
then
knight can come back and guard it. But if you play check, the knight can't come back and
yeah,
guard
but then
it.
king c7. What are you doing then?
Rook f8 is what I was
Then
gonna
knight d8.
do. Okay, I was going to play knight takes e6, but
Yeah,
I
knight
can't.
takes. And also if rook f7 there, there's rook takes.
Right,
So doesn't quite work.
doesn't quite work.
So rook
Okay.
a7, and I think black's just it's black up a pawn, black's up a pawn, and also the pass f pawn is going to be extremely strong. I assume. So
Very quick.
yeah, this looks really promising for black
Sure does.
because the king is way off sides. It's not really helping with the f pawn, and white doesn't really have a way to create his own pass pawn in this position. So it's a matter of defending.
Congratulations, black.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Rook
this looks.
g6 turned everything around for
Yeah,
me.
this looked really really
I really
tough.
liked white.
Yeah, rook
I don't
g6
think
is
rook
a nice move.
e1 is correct here.
Yeah, probably rook h5
Rook
if it doesn't
h5.
lose. Rook h5 if it doesn't lose.
Oh, queen g4.
Or then rook h4 at the very minimum.
True.
Yeah. So, whatever. Next game. Oh, Rochelle. Okay. So, knight a4 was played. So,
e5 was played.
e5, knight c5, take.
Okay.
Castle. Okay.
All right.
I have zero experience with these pawn structures. I don't play the French or the Caro-Kann, so you're
As
just
a
gonna have
French
to lecture
player.
me in this position.
It's two bishops versus two knights. So
Yeah.
people like Paul Whitehead would be liking the two bishops, but I'm a French player and I'm saying, well, your bishops, it's a closed center.
Yeah, it's not doing anything
So
here.
the knights
yeah.
are actually more effective. And I have a potential pass queenside. I don't know what pawn. And yours is completely blockaded.
I agree. No.
There's no hope of advancing. What are you going to do? Play f4, f5? That's slow.
Yeah, also black can just stop it with g6 if need be.
Yeah, and slow it down further. Yeah, and it's not like it's a threatening mate.
Yeah, and also what I'm noticing is if a4, then knight b2 is bye-bye pawn.
Right.
So
you
yeah, I
could
like
probably
black's
play
prospects here.
a5.
Yeah, I think white just has to play like bishop e2 and f4,
Yeah.
f5. Try to take it slow.
Yeah.
So that's what he did. Queen d3. Oh, because did he?
He
Oh yeah,
doesn't
knight
want
e3
to
was
play
knight a3 was a threat because b4,
b5,
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 b4.
yeah.
Yeah. So queen d3, queen d8.
Oh no,
Does she want to play a5?
that can't be right, can it?
Oh, why is she doing this?
Well, she's hitting the D
Oh,
pawn.
she is hitting the d pawn, but you can just defend it. I think she's being a little optimistic here.
I think instead of playing positionally, like I was suggesting,
Yeah.
she's trying to play tactically.
Yeah.
And
She
that's,
doesn't really understand positional chess, to be honest. So maybe I don't know.
And that's what separates the expert from the master. You know, it's like you've got to be able to play positional.
Well, she is a master, but yeah.
She is
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well,
she's just not. Okay, she's not a very good master,
all right.
in my opinion. She's higher rated than me.
She's a, yeah, well,
But yeah, I think she's getting the wrong idea here. It's the only thing.
I thought I saw her rating as 2100, but
No, she's like
better.
almost 23. She's almost 2300.
22.
She's actually at
That's
the top.
you.
2288.
Okay, I misread that. Sorry. Oh, her opponent is the expert.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, got it. Okay, sorry. I apologize, Rochelle. Okay.
Okay, so we're liking Rochelle's prospects, except for the fact that she's playing it kind of weirdly. Oh,
Well,
H4.
she's got the fine position.
Yeah, H4. The kind of moves I would consider here are like safe moves, like King H1, because you never want to like fall into any tricks on the diagonal.
Correct.
But at the same time, if there's nothing for black, then I guess there's nothing wrong with playing this. Oh,
Whoa.
white could chop it off and just play a non-risk position.
And why not?
That looks promising too. Oh, he does it. Rook F4. H5 is a good move.
Because you don't want to give up the check, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, H5 is a good move.
Okay.
So Queen D3, but is white up a pawn? Or it's even material, but the B5 pawn counts a little bit more.
Wait a minute, I'm
also.
counting an extra pawn for white. Am I counting wrong?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oh yeah, you're right. White does have an extra pawn.
So,
And also the difference in king safety is pretty significant here.
can't you hold the D pawn? I mean, the B pawn, that's... Oh,
Yeah.
I see, yeah.
Rook D4.
What?
I think he's just going all out for activity. If Rook takes D6, then there's like, but Queen A7, there's B6.
Oh, but this is like four crippled pawns against 3 crippled pawns is usually easily drawn on a rook ending. So why not just play rook B8, take the B pawn?
Huh. Maybe because,
And
well,
if you-
Eric is like 200 or 300 points higher rated, so maybe he wants to win, but I don't really see that happening here.
Oh no, I was playing for the draw here, yeah.
Maybe he just wants Rook C2 really, really badly. I don't know. But Rook D6 here, if Queen A7, there's B6. So Rook D6, what are you doing?
I'm not understanding.
Oh, wait, Rook D6, is there Rook C2? Queen takes? That's not quite working. Oh, then Queen A7? B6? So, okay.
Yeah.
If Rook takes D6, black can try Rook C2 with the idea of this mating pattern, but then Queen takes C2. You don't have time to take here because then I take A2, so you have to give this check. But then I play B6 because my Rook protects my pawn. And I don't see why.
Well, let's think a little bit slower. Show us what you're thinking. You're thinking here, rook takes this pawn,
Wait, yeah, Rook C2 works.
and
for
rook
black.
C2 threatens perpetual check or mate.
Mate,
even.
mate, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and
If Queen takes C2, then black goes Queen A7.
then B6.
B6. Yeah, Rook takes D6 is played. Curious to see what Eric has planned here. Queen A7 check is always met by B6. You don't want to play Queen D4 because then black can
So rook
trade
C2
and play Rook
is
C2.
clearly necessary, and it's a threat.
Rook C2, but then Queen takes.
And then Queen A7.
Then I go
rook
B6. Or pawn
don't
B6.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he missed. If he missed anything. Is Queen takes rook and then rook C7.
Wow, Queen E7. But Rook C6 just... Rook C6, Rook D8.
No, you can't do what I was thinking either. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you're...
Maybe it's a little bit tricky for white, though, because Rook C2... How are you stopping Rook C2?
Right.
So Rook F2, there's always like Rook C1 or Queen E1 or something.
Is there any reason I shouldn't play rook d7 though?
Rook
Queen
d7. White black just moves like queen e5 or something.
Queen c7 check maybe, or queen 5 check.
Well, you don't want to block the rook though. I don't think.
I agree. You don't.
Yeah, actually, it's not that easy. How do you stop rook c2?
c2?
Well, Eric's certainly making it complicated. Maybe rook a6.
Ooh. I like that.
But what does it really do after like rook b2? Rook b2, does White have a follow-up? Rook a6, rook b2, queen a3. I don't know if the queen trade helps at all. Because then the rook still gets there.
Yeah, but all you really have is a perpetual check. You don't have to let him mate you. You can move your rook. And
Yeah, this surprisingly actually seems easier to play for black. I mean, I'm not saying this is better for black.
no, but it's
But-
tricky, like you say, and it simply isn't clear how White is to proceed. Now, can you play something like Queen D1 and Rook E1?
Do you have time for that? Rook c2,
Rook C2, Rook E1,
rook g2,
King H1,
rook h2,
King G1.
rook ag2. I don't know, that looks a little bit too much.
I'm not seeing where the mate is, though.
I don't, okay, so
I'm just seeing
rook c, or you said queen d1?
Queen D1,
rook c2, rook
rook
e1,
E1.
rook g2, king h1, rook g2, rook h2 here.
Right,
Here,
King G1.
King f1, yeah.
Or rook, the other, you mean a rook takes...
Yeah, rook-
to be-
rook
Okay,
H.
yeah, then King F1.
Yeah, maybe there's no mate, but it just looks kind of scary.
Oh, it definitely looks scary.
Queen a7, because I don't think black's getting mated, so black can just chuck pieces, or bring his pieces closer at least.
I agree. You're right. So that doesn't quite work.
Yeah, tough spot actually. We were
Yeah,
just
how do we get... Can we... Because I can't get the rook or the queen to cover the G2 square without...
maybe knight f4 can't be wrong. H5. Maybe just queen d5 here. Queen d5, yeah. What's wrong with queen d5? I guard a2. I prepare rook d1. It's a move that like you're not gonna lose if you play it. Also b6, b7. Yeah, I think rook d4 was, or queen d3
Well-
isn't as effective. Queen d5
It's
sort of
queen
just
D5.
does the same thing except it guards a2, which is like black's only source of counterplay. Yeah, rook a2 played, and then yeah, now it's a little tricky now. I don't even know if white's better, to be honest, but
No, because you would be a tempo up and all this stuff if you had played Queen D5 instead.
well, I mean, rook a2 wouldn't even be possible.
Right, no, he'd have to play Rook C8 and then Rook C2 before you could play Rook A2.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you're a tempo up and you're winning.
Yeah, and also rook d4 is not even forced. Well, if you have the rook behind the queen, then also rook d2 is also possible. If the queen's
Yeah,
on d5,
yeah,
rook,
right, right.
rook d2 is always a defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, queen d3 seemed a little bit dubious. So okay, let's go to the next game then.
Okay.
So rook f1,
This was really interesting.
bishop d7, as we mentioned, bishop h3, take. Huh.
Not take the knight.
Okay, if you don't take it, then I mean white's just up a piece. So I felt like you had to take it.
Whoa.
Even if you get mated, like you have to make sure white sees it. Unless we're missing something easy.
Well, I thought that I couldn't see a way that white could avoid the draw if you took it.
Yeah, so Eade, queen e6 is what we saw. King h8, bishop d4.
Bishop g7.
Oh, there's rook f8 and then bishop d4.
Good point.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But
So
then rook f6.
rook f6. d6.
Takes-
You can play d6.
Ooh. Can you? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
that's. Or can
Maybe
you?
queen c2.
Can you? Let me
Oh my
think
God.
about this. Let me think this through.
You have to go for this. For
You
black.
do.
Otherwise, you're just lost. So, okay. We're looking at Eade here, which is what we think is the only chance. Queen e6 check, king h8, rook takes f8, bishop d4, rook f6, d6. So the queen can't take because bishop f6, e takes, and then queen takes d6. So after d6, queen c2 has to be played, or something along the lines of that. And then does white have a win there? Bishop f6 take, queen takes, king g8. Maybe you can play ed and hope there isn't perpetual. Just,
No, you can't play.
yeah, the queen always gets f5.
Because, yeah, you can't take ED. That's for sure.
Maybe that doesn't work. Okay, ed, queen here.
You
Maybe
can't-
bishop
you
d4.
can play a queen move, but no, that doesn't seem like it holds either.
Yeah, so
Once the pawn goes, it's over.
yeah, so ed, queen e6 here. If bishop d4 right away, bishop g7.
Right. So rook takes first.
Yeah.
Then bishop takes. Queen f6 is rook f6 is forced,
Yeah.
and then d6. We
Queen
have no
c2.
checks.
Queen c2.
Queen c2.
No, I think that's winning because even worst case scenario, you can
He
play
takes.
bishop takes. Worst case scenario, you can take queen e8, king g7, and play d7. And is that a draw? I don't.
That's the question: is can you get a perpetual?
Yeah.
And
I think black has to go for that though, because what he did in the game was, I mean, down a piece to say the very least.
not plausible, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this seems kind of hopeless.
Yeah.
After king e4, I
it
mean,
isn't worth.
e5 is always falling. The king's cut off.
Yeah.
Rook can penetrate to f7 at some point. So yeah, not looking good. Now this game we stopped at knight a4, which we didn't really like, but knight d4
Oh,
chops it off.
I would be inclined to.
Why not like c5 or something?
Well, takes and then c5, maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
C5.
Yeah. See, now this is what I was thinking was. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we didn't really like knight a4,
Yeah.
right? Because it doesn't really.
Gave up pressure on the d5 square, but
Yeah. I feel like white didn't have the right plan. Certainly better than black's plan at the beginning of the game, though.
yeah.
But okay, knight d4 take, c5, d5,
Yeah, just take it.
e5,
Well,
knight g4.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How are you defending e5 now?
I don't know.
Queen d4. Yeah, white definitely let this slip away. And now black's better. Because this knight looks nice, but what is it doing?
Really?
It doesn't really do it. It's offsides, basically.
Yeah.
So
And the bishop
And
is now the key.
the bishop's a
better
killer.
minor
Like,
piece.
all
Yeah.
look at these pawns now. They're on light squares, like dark squares, sorry. And
Yeah.
bishop c3, bishop e4.
Once you get the black pawns out of the way, the bishop roars to life. So it's like. This
Yeah,
was-
so
was
yeah,
not
white,
the way to
white
go.
has to try something like queen d7 or
Yep.
something. Try to keep queens on the board, play h5. Try to
Yep.
make a mess out of the position, but I don't know. Black should be doing fine. So
Yep.
this game, ed5 or c8.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
That's simple
mentioning
enough,
that.
Yeah.
I was mentioning that this should just be okay for white.
I didn't think they could take with the queen. I thought it had to take with the rook.
Yeah, rook takes, and then okay, we were discussing ideas like bishop e3,
E6
bishop f1.
and- yeah,
There's
just
also
like-
e6 in the air.
Yeah.
So maybe black didn't want any of that. Decided to go down a pawn.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't imagine this as fun for black.
I can't imagine it either.
Yeah, rook c1, knight c7. Also e6 still in the air. So not fun. Yeah. Oh, this game was over. Draw. Which one was this? Bishop b2.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. This was the wild game.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
Well-
What is bishop f3? Oh, but okay, black's already up 2 pawns, so might as well give black a third.
yeah.
Or not, bishop d1. But yeah, knight d4 is coming.
Who doesn't want to play this?
Yeah. Resigns pretty much.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry, Madeo.
Yeah, so how many games do we have left? We have a few results. Oh, Jason already won, and
Jason
then
won. Congratulations, Jason.
yeah, so
My goodness.
let's see how he finished things off. Rook h1. Yeah, he somehow magically turned that position into a really pleasant rook and knight endgame. King 7, b4.
Yeah, now the rook's available to move. Yeah. Ouch.
Wait, what? Knight e6?
Knight e6.
Wait, who won here?
Knight e6 and then check.
Ah, wow.
And he's got the outside pass pawn and became the ending.
Wow, King f8, really nice move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never consider something like King f8. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm just bad at chess.
Well,
Knight
it's
e6,
hard
yeah,
to-
I'm just like, okay. All right, I guess that we can go back to Rochelle's game here. Yeah, we saw this weird queen d8, queen h4 maneuver.
yeah. So, I'm thinking.
It still looks really, really pleasant for black, though.
I agree. You know, is she gonna have? Is he gonna just have to decide that knight on c4 is gonna have to come off?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, bishop g5, queen e4, bishop d3. Oh, queen d4 then. Okay, bishop f3. So that threatens bishop g5, trapping the queen.
Okay. Which is something to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So you probably want to take it off.
You could take it or play h6 if you want to keep both knights on
Yeah,
the board.
because he's going to get e4 in if you take it.
Right.
So maybe h6 is a little bit.
Or you can go back with the queen d8, queen a5.
Yeah.
So,
That looks like Big Brother teasing his sister.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. H6.
But in all honesty, I don't think queen d8 looks that stupid. I mean, if you saw the moves earlier, then it would look ridiculous. But
Right.
From this perspective, then queen d8 doesn't look stupid
But
at all.
h6 gives you a luft.
h6, yeah, it's multi-purpose.
All right.
So
Stops bg5, and then what does white do?
the problem is, or I don't know if there's a problem, but eventually maybe g4, g5 is more effective. So it's a little annoying to
okay.
commit to h6. But I don't see anything wrong with it concretely at the moment. So
Yeah. Because g4, you just take queen x, h3.
right.
So
So white has to prepare like king h2 or something, but it seems really slow. But yeah,
are these all the moves that we have?
yeah.
All right, let's look at something else.
So let's see what Austin decided to do. Huh.
Well,
Queen
that does
E8.
save it.
I thought he was going queen e5.
Or queen c5, you mean? Or
Ah, oh wait. Queen. The problem is, queen e5 maybe rook
Oh, queen
f7.
F5. Okay.
Queen e5 maybe rook f7, and then there's ideas of forking.
yes, yes.
But black doesn't have to take. I don't know. It's still tricky. I think. I
Yeah,
don't
but you
know.
don't have a forced mate. do you?
Yeah, probably not.
So you better,
Yeah.
if you can't take it,
Right.
you're
Right.
screwed.
I
So-
agree. So queen e8, king h1. So now rook c2. What's this idea? Rook g1.
G1.
Ah, this is actually clever.
Yeah. It was
What was wrong with king
G1
h1
now?
here?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I
just
don't
hard
know.
for me to consider king h1. I know that's always the defensive idea, but I always see it for my opponent. I never see it for myself. I'm just like, what if my opponent plays passively? But I never consider playing passively myself. So
One of the hardest things for me was sometimes the retreat is the right move.
yeah.
You know, it's like I got a nice knight posted well, but if I retreat it,
Speaking
I
of
can
that,
maneuver it someplace
yeah.
better. You know, that was a hard.
Yeah,
thing for
speaking of
me.
that, I'll show you my last game. It was, I actually had a moment like that. Yeah, this was really tragic, but I got a really pleasant position out of the opening, and yeah, I misplayed somewhere, and I'm down exchange, but I have compensation.
Definitely had compensation.
Yeah, and I found this nice bishop f1 maneuver, bishop c4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the
You
way,
thought you were one here.
yeah. The idea is queen a6. There's rook b4 though, because knight takes b4, queen c5.
Right.
But okay, I saw that
Yeah.
rook a5,
Right.
and white's definitely for choice, and he was in
Absolutely.
a lot of time pressure here.
Now I thought you should play bishop c4 here.
Oh yeah, I just played this this part of the game like a moron, like an absolute clown. So
Well, you see, you got to this position, so you can't be a clown.
I played this part like a clown. You'll see.
Right.
So queen c4,
Right. But you know, you can't.
king
be a-
g7. I knew his ideas, and I didn't want to play rook
Can't be too hard
a6
on
for
yourself.
some reason.
We
'Cause bishop
were
e1.
looking at that too.
Yeah, I saw bishop e1 and then rook a or queen e2 and then queen c3. I didn't really know how I was making progress.
Yeah.
So rook a2, bishop e1, and this was a terrible move. I acknowledge it. But
Yeah.
here queen f3. Here I was like, oh shoot, am I lost all of a sudden?
Yeah.
But then I found this knight d4. It took me a while to see this actually because it's a retreating move. So
Right. But-
yeah.
It didn't quite save you, did it?
Well, I'm actually still winning here. Rook e1's actually just winning. I saw rook e1, rook h8, king f1, queen g4. And I saw he was threatening mate, and what I missed was I could play... There was some move there that's just winning.
F3 or
It's not f3, it's some weird knight e6 or another. But I remember I checked with the engine after the game and it said rook e1 was just winning, but I was a
Okay.
chicken and I didn't go for it.
yeah, because we were actually analyzing it and we thought it was dangerous. So, but the computer would know.
Yeah, we'll look at the Kaufman-Leon game in just a second.
Okay.
So bishop c2, I was just like, okay, play it safe. If I take on e4, there's no way in hell there's mate. So
There's a note here that says you are too self-critical, Derek, and I agree. So,
well, I don't know. I'm just really upset. I was +7 and I lost this game. So bishop e4, queen h2, king f1, bishop f2. And here I was just like, okay, queen c3. Queen c3 just wins. What is he doing? And then I was like, oh wait, knight f5. And then I just pretty much like blitzed it out.
That was so cruel.
Yeah, knight f5 and queen c3 is just +7.
Yeah.
I was about to play, and then I was like, oh, why not knight f5?
Yeah.
And then I calculated for 2 seconds, and I was like, rook g2, rook h1, king e2, rook e1, king d2, game over. But then I forgot rook h2 here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I saw it right after I played knight f5. I was like, oh my
I
goodness.
always say 40 good moves can be ruined by one bad one. So-
Yeah, exactly. It's move 41. I know
Yeah.
there's not a second time control here, but still.
Yeah, and and we've all done it.
Yeah. It's just painful. I had like
Yeah.
20 minutes or so, and I thought for 2 seconds and played knight f5. So it's painful.
I will not regale you with stories of my
Yeah.
losses that
Yeah.
were complete wins.
But yeah.
We've all done it.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to Rochelle's game. Someone had a
Good,
question.
good.
Why not 26 bishop g5 and
Rochelle's game. 26.
oh, bishop g5? We were saying queen e4. Bishop f. Wait, bishop f3. Wait, why wasn't that possible?
Looks possible, doesn't it?
We only saw bishop d3. The heck? Bishop g5.
Wait a minute, is this really a position? Yeah. She played bishop f3, so why not bishop?
Oh, bishop g5 is there knight d4? Knight e2?
Right.
And what does white do after that? Bishop g4.
Bishop.
But then
G5,
queen takes
bishop g5.
knight takes d4. If bishop g4, then queen takes g4, and there's knight e2.
Yeah.
Peter's swindler. Are there any other questions? Waters down a piece.
Wenzel. Sorry, guys, we're not paying it. We're not.
Yeah,
trained.
sorry.
We're not paying attention to you.
If there's any
On the
questions
chats.
from now on, we'll try to
Yeah.
keep up.
I can monitor the chat. I just
Okay.
can't.
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's game related, forget about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that would be a big help, Abel, because
Yeah, we're too delved into the games.
Yeah, no, I had to play an extra rated because we had a player that got a buy.
and
but
drove an hour.
drove all the way here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actually shouldn't have had the buy, so like I jumped in.
You're a good man, Abel.
Yeah, yeah. So
You will be punished for it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, good question, Peter's swindler. We didn't
What's
see it
that?
at first either. It kind of shocked me as well. But
Which one is this question?
that was the bishop g5, bishop f3 one. With
A bishop g5, knight takes.
Yeah, knight d4. Yeah.
Knight d4, and what's the answer to knight d4?
Oh no, it works for black.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was wondering why queen e4, bishop f3. But
Yeah, right. Okay, gotcha. I'm back.
bishop takes c4 when?
That's when I thought, yeah, he should play bishop c4 at some point.
Yeah, bishop c4. But the thing is, I think black holds all the cards. Black
Black
could
is
either
better,
black
but-
could consider even taking if they have time to reroute this knight to d5. But I think after take maybe white's punching with d5 immediately. Possibly, I don't know. So bishop
It's hard
takes
to say, but I think so. I think you gotta try.
bishop c4.
Yeah,
It's
at some
basically-
point I thought bishop c4 has to be played.
Yeah, probably.
Because the knight is just too powerful.
Yeah, but the thing is, maybe knight e7, knight c6, knight a5, knight b3, and then you're not getting rid of that knight because you have a dark squared bishop.
Correct.
So you'll probably have to play
That's
bishop
true.
d2 to prevent
Not
knight
that
a5.
it's
but
promising for white. No.
yeah, I guess maybe you have to try it. But
I would play it and play d5 immediately. And
oh, he says bishop g5, knight d4, bishop c4. I'm kind of confused.
Confused. I don't follow what.
What if bishop c4?
After knight takes d4.
This is getting complicated. Bishop g5, knight d4. Knight d4 looks like the only move, right? So bishop c4. What happens if just take back? Am I down a piece or something? Yeah, it looks like I'm down a piece if I just take back. Bishop g5, knight d4.
Oh, I
Bishop
see where we
c4.
are now.
This is really complicated. Maybe bishop g5, queen e4, bishop f3, then knight d4? Because if you take then knight e2, and I take on e4 at the end, does that work? I don't know. This is a lot to calculate, but
Actually, that looks smooth enough to me. But you're down a piece there
yeah.
at the end of that. You can't play that way.
Also, yeah.
Oh, yeah. 5-minute break coming up.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, sure.
All right, yeah.
Because right now I'm starting to lose my train of thought, bouncing from one game to another, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, Peter.
recalculate.
Yeah. Peter Swindler. I can't say that.
Swindler.
Peter Swindler
Spindler.
has a really good question of bishop g5, because the point is queen e4, bishop f3 seemingly traps the queen, but I'm wondering about knight takes d4. Maybe you guys can try to figure it out during our little break, but right now my brain needs a little break. So
Yeah, we're gonna take 5 minutes just
Yeah.
because we're out of steam.
yeah, we'll be right back, guys.
Okay, guys. I wanted to ask people out there in Twitch land, has anyone played John Donaldson over the board? I played one blitz game with him, and I don't recall it because I lost horribly. But if anyone did play John over the board, please tell us about your experience, because this is the Donaldson Championship of 2019, and we'd like to hear from anybody who has had the opportunity to play John, a very strong player. And now back to their games, and I'm going to allow Derek to take over because this game hurt my head. And
Well, it's certainly hurting mine too.
have we made any moves? Have they made any moves? Since,
Yeah. Bishop f3 has been played a while ago, but
Oh,
we
we
were
were
just
thinking BG5.
yeah. The chat was just wondering why Bishop g5 wasn't played, and I do have to say that I have a point here because Bishop g5. I think Black has two options: either Knight d4 immediately or Queen e4, Bishop f3, then Knight d4, and seemingly both are refuted, at least to my knowledge. Bishop g5, Queen e4, Bishop f3, Knight d4.
The grizzled,
Bishop-
veteran Elliot Winslow mentioned that
Bishop
at the
e4,
end,
Knight e2,
the knight on c1 is
Bishop
trapped.
c2.
Right.
Yeah, so that
So-
doesn't seem to work. So Bishop g5, Knight d4, Bishop c4 seemingly wins a piece. BC, Bishop g5, Knight e2, King f1, take. Yeah, and White
Yeah.
has this extra bishop on h4.
Right.
So yeah, I think Bishop
I think
g5.
we missed an opportunity to win the game with Bishop g5.
Yeah, maybe he was only
Possibly. We're not sure yet. We're not computers.
right.
And we only have Elliot.
And also playing pretty much a 2300 player, maybe it's like, oh, there's no way they like blundered something.
They would do that, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it's just a matter of trusting your opponent. Or maybe Bishop g5, Queen e4, maybe they only consider Bishop d3, which would hang with the d4 pawn. Although Bishop
Right.
f5, they're strong too, so I don't know. It's probably just trusting
We
the
just
opponent
don't
too
know.
much.
Yeah.
Knight f e3. Take an f6. Seems sensible.
Needed to be played, yes.
Yeah.
You don't want white to get in e4, so.
Yeah, because
And-
if you just take this bishop for no reason, then this is what white wants. Because after e4, e4 at some point.
At some point, right.
Yeah, that's exactly what white wants. So take f6, take, rook takes. So now there's ideas of like rook f6, for example, and queen g3, just snatching all these pawns, rook f8, rook takes f3.
Yep.
So it's 27 bishop d3 transposes. 27. Oh, you mean in the bishop g5 line? Bishop g.
Oh, we're past the bishop g5. Elliot can play at home, but
Yeah.
in Twitch land, live in Twitch land, we're going to play the game that's played. The moves that
Yeah.
have actually been played.
Yeah, we'll just ignore that for now. But rook f6. Maybe we can ask Rochelle if he joins.
Yes.
Rook cf8, king h2, queen
Wow.
g5.
Yeah, I'm starting not to be that fond of it. So let's see. e4 is necessary.
Knight e3. Yeah, see, this is my point. Rochelle can't play positional chess for the love of her life. So, I mean, this position seems like a maneuvering game, right? But all of a sudden, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but all of a sudden she's turning this into crazy tactical position out of nowhere.
Oh.
Oh, and right as I say that, rook f3 is on the board. It looks like resigns to me.
Well, not so fast, but
The idea is
I
takes
think you lost. I think.
How are you defending queen takes g2?
Well, rook g1 is obviously defending it.
Well,
but
you're down
I know,
piece.
I know. So, but
Just ed5 then, or not ed5, but rook f2.
you don't want to be able to let her play f take rook. So yeah, rook f2 is fine. And winning,
okay,
right?
rook g1. Is there rook h3? Because if rook
Yeah.
takes, then rook f2, king h1, queen d5.
Well, you can win multiple ways after
Yeah.
rook.
I mean,
but
rook h3
rook
might be
f2
kind of
is
fine, fancy.
is the simplest, I think.
Yeah.
It might be.
Well,
fancy.
if rook h3 is forced, definitely go for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I don't see any hope here. The only thing I could see was the move the rook to protect the mate, but that leaves you with a lost game.
Mr. F Pawn has played Mr. Donaldson at least 3 times.
Thank you, F Pawn, for chiming in.
Yeah, and
Has 3 wins and 2 draws against the F Pawn. Okay, so that's not bad. That's 4-1. So 20% score against John. Yeah.
sounds right.
Oh, even better, Elliot. Okay. That's good. Rook G1, Queen G3 check, King back.
Yeah.
Queen takes, because
Yeah.
pawn takes,
That's
rook
nice.
takes.
That's
That is
nice.
nice. That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just biased towards Rook H3 because I almost had a chance to play Rook H3 in a similar position in my second round game.
F Pawn comments that his biggest game against Donaldson was at the 2004 U.S. Open in round 11 of 12 on one of the top boards. And that result was, waiting for F Pawn to respond, he either drew or lost. Well, we'll wait for that.
Well, anyways,
F
one
Pawn
of the
to-
top boards at the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
that's pretty
cool.
impressive.
That's pretty cool.
And round 11 too. So
Yeah, yeah. So he would be on the demo boards if he had won, but he didn't win. He either drew or lost.
yeah. Anyways, I expect this game to be ending relatively soon. Also, White is in
In
significant
2004, I
time
think
pressure.
the Yerminator was probably winning. Elliot. Oh, 5-4.
5-4. Wow,
versus
that's
John.
impressive. Wow.
Elliot's 0-1 against me, but he doesn't remember it.
I think Elliot
Sorry.
might be 1-0
Over
against me or something. I don't know.
Yes, you missed the played him when he was younger, Elliot. You were younger too, though.
Anyways, see Eric's game. Well, there's 2 Erics actually, but let's check Mr. Lee. So,
Yes,
yeah, we were mentioning
yeah,
Queen
Queen
D5
D5.
to prevent Rook A2, and eventually Rook D4,
And
Rook
that
D2
would've
could
been
be an idea there.
I think that would have won, but
Yeah, Rook D4. Still nothing to
It's
say
still-
that
it's
White's not
still-
winning here, but
it's still-
it's complicated now.
it's a little more complicated than it may have needed to be, but
Okay, I don't think White's losing.
don't play G4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to get out. Yeah. Or King G3, I don't know. which
Well,
is-
I feel like shouldn't Black be just leaving his rooks here? Because White can't really move his king out. Maybe I don't know. I guess this is fine too. It's just a matter of how you want to do it.
Yeah, see, this is what I thought. 4-on-3. See, I would not have.
Yeah, it's just
I
draw.
would not have done that. That gave White some chances.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unfortunate that he uncrippled White's pawns.
Well, this is still a draw though.
It's difficult to see how White makes progress, but
He
that's
might be
one way.
going Rook G3, King H3,
Rook G3,
but
H3,
I don't know. I don't see this winning.
right.
Oh,
But you're
and
a healthy pawn up in a rook and pawn ending, so it's
healthy as in still drawn, but
yes, all rook and pawn endings are drawn, but
and Rochelle's game has finished. She has. Oh, the result has not updated yet, but I assume so. Yeah, she won. Powerful play by Austin. I don't know. I feel like Eric played that pretty well. Because he had a really tough position at the beginning of the game, but he managed to sort of swindle it back.
he has the Elliot Winston Eade game, and Elliot outplayed me in the opening, but didn't put me away. I remember that much. The first round lines I cast long against Granada. IM Donaldson and a young player.
Yeah, Eric did a nice job here.
Yes. IM International man of mystery.
Could we invite Rochelle in if she's?
Of course.
All right.
Did
I'm
she win
wondering
her game?
about. Yeah, I think she won.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
It
about
hasn't been
her about that bishop g5, which she had planned.
It's a good question to ask. Yeah. And well, we won't mention her lack of positional play.
Yeah. I'll just say nice queen d8, queen h4 maneuver.
Yes.
Sorry, what? Oh, okay.
Little sad for John. I was rooting for him as well. It was nice to see him play.
Here, do you want the mic?
Oh no, I have mic'd up. I think.
Oh, I'm giving this to her. Okay.
She's in the bathroom. She's coming.
Okay,
call.
cool.
Congratulations to Rochelle.
Thank you. I'll say thank you on behalf of Rochelle.
John Knessa was gracious outside.
Oh man, that's because he beat me in that lost position. Okay, I'm just a little
1-1
salty.
against the Woos.
Yeah. I'm just salty today. Lost that +7 position to like the dumbest thing ever.
Oh, poor Elliot's sick. Okay. Michelle's coming in soon. Mubat.
Yeah, see, Mr. Walter's game. Oh, it's ended. So after
Wow.
c6,
Yeah.
knight d8. Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but
Oh, knight c6, nice touch. So
Yep.
knight e7 and knight a7 are both threats. So that is good game.
yep.
And that leaves this game here. We left off at queen e2. We were thinking, oh, queen takes e2. I don't know about that. Hey, we were thinking queen d7 was the only move. Here, take a mic. Sit down.
Right.
What do you think about this position? I'll show you the beginning of the game first.
Hi, Rochelle. Hi, back.
Just say whatever, commentate on whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
You have nothing to
no.
say here? Yeah, see? She has nothing to say here, but I mean,
Eade is
doesn't it
thinking
sort of look like
backs
Black's just
is
moving
being
pieces
double teamed by
without
the
a plan?
Woos, 2-1.
Yeah.
I might not get a word in edgewise. There you go.
But anyways, yeah, White should have had a lot more here.
White's
White's so much better
so
here.
much better, yeah.
And then this knight a4 we thought was
didn't think
dubious.
that was.
Yeah, just go a4 b5 here.
Yeah.
But yeah, now Black gets a
Some
glimpse
play.
of counterplay, yeah. And then
Didn't like that either.
yeah, we thought
Queen d7 maybe.
yeah, well, is White up a pawn? White is up a pawn though, but I mean, I don't think trading queens helps him at all. Cause do you agree? Cause rook e2, Black just has like so much play.
no.
And this knight's like, what is this knight doing here? So queen d7 we thought was like only chance. But after
But
here,
even that's not crystal clear.
yeah. Yeah, now your pawns are on dark squares. Oh, just a small tactic though.
But is it?
Is it enough, though? I don't
Is
know.
it enough?
This a pawn's pretty strong, yeah. Oh, it's still tricky. So how do we
Oh.
assess this?
Oh, well, only white can win.
But how? I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's necessarily true either.
Because if you,
We
okay,
have
I think
black win.
what White wants to do is play f5, take, and g5, king g6, king f4. But then the problem is there's always bishop d2.
I think that white should try to go like king d3, king c2.
Yeah.
Try to go on the queen side first.
But the problem is
You can
that
always go bishop e1, bishop d2, poke at these pawns.
Yeah, or even bishop c7 right now. Once
Yeah.
the king moves,
It's probably just a glorified draw.
and then come into bishop d6 to stop the king from entering on a3. And
Yeah. Strange
so
game.
it would be difficult for white. White can't allow the white kingside pawns to all come off.
Yeah. Yeah. How do we think about b5?
So I think this is still most likely a draw, but it's still danger. You can be misplayed.
Yeah, definitely. No.
But I know what your instincts are, that you're going to have those king pawns are going to come through, but you can't just run away with your king to the queen side.
Yeah,
You're going to have to use it
Yeah.
somehow.
How did Eric lose a pawn?
Oh, we'll show you
This
later.
game.
We'll look at the live game first, though. So we were thinking in this game, this was actually interesting. So e4 here, knight c5. So e5, there's like two options here. Knight e5, it's actually surprisingly decent because there's no way to really kick this knight out. And then I guess you're playing ED and CD and d4 or ED and d4 next. But anyways, e5 was the other option, and then bishop f1. And here, like, dc is kind of critical, forcing, like, knight takes.
We expected.
Yeah, knight h6 we did not like at all, because if you're going to play knight h6, at least wait for h3. But anyways, d4, and this looks like heaven for white, right? But Patrick was actually mentioning that, should I call him Patrick or Mr. Wolff? I'm not really sure. But anyways, he was mentioning that these positions aren't actually that bad for black, because
His friends call him Patrick, and I call him Grandmaster Wolf.
so maybe I should call him Grandmaster Wolff too. I don't know.
I'm teasing.
Okay. I'll just call him Patrick for simplicity's sake.
There you go.
Anyways,
We know what you
c5.
mean.
c5 is always on the agenda, so it's actually not that bad for black. So c5 is actually played, but the thing is, these positions are easy to play
We
for
thought
white.
knight e4 was probably better.
Yeah, knight e4 is like more typical because h4, knight g5 soften up the king side, but knight c4 and
We still like white.
yeah. So here we thought knight d6 was nice because take if pawn takes. There's always ideas of like moving this knight and then bishop g7, queen g5, take the knight. So, anyways, knight e3 was played, and then this is also good because knight e3 it threatens knight g4 and problems on h7. So basically, black has to put a piece on e4. But we saw with bishop e4, there's rook c5, bishop c5, bishop e4, bishop d4, rook d1. We think. We think that works for white. So knight e4 was played, and then knight d5 takes. And now, like, we saw all kinds of ideas here. We saw e6 ideas. Remember, that was typical in the camp we went to. So there's also, I saw this idea of bishop d3 with bishop b5, and if a6, there's like bishop f1 threatening bishop h3. There's also e6 with combined with bishop h3. So we just thought white has free play here. There was in rook c8 first, and now okay, black decides to get out of e6 ideas, but no, white's just playing up a pawn.
Yeah.
So should be
Less interesting now.
yeah. Yeah, I think white's just better here. Just pawns lose. Queen a6 coming, attacking here. So
White's pawn structure's
yeah,
better.
let's look at Eric's game real quick. So after this,
We
we have
kind
a
of had to
yeah.
do that, but it's still probably a draw.
Yeah, so bishop b5 right here. We were saying that this position looked gross for black.
Is the knight on d5 is how do you get rid of it?
Yeah, queen d8, castle, a5, a4.
We preferred c3, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Either one was fine.
I mean, knight's on d5, so it's here. Yeah, b4 was a little premature, we think. Just playing
Bishop
chess,
C4.
bishop c2. But
Bishop
anyways,
C2, right?
yeah. He was too eager to just play the knight versus bishop, I think.
True, and you can't fault them for that.
Yeah, but here, I mean, queen d3 we criticized a little bit. We thought queen d5 was a little bit better because it
It held
prevents.
everything and it prevents rook
Yeah, it
d2.
protects everything. Also, it protects here. Also, as you'll see in the game, rook d4, rook d2 could have been useful.
Maybe he wanted to go queen d3 and rook d4.
Yeah, exactly.
he
That's
did.
what happened. But look, rook c8, rook d6. We thought his okay. We were wondering why Eric played rook c8. We analyzed rook c2, and queen takes c2, right? You can't take on d6 as queen a2, so
Yeah.
queen a7, but b6. We were like, what is he doing? But Eric simply moves away. And it's surprisingly hard to deal with rook c2, right? What would you do?
I thought that was a rhetorical question.
No, like what would you do here?
I don't know, rook a6.
Rook a6, rook b2.
We can deal with that later. Fine, rook c6. Wait,
Rook c6 is like even worse, rook d8. It's not that easy, right? But apparently you can just play like king h1, rook g1, and that's what he goes for. And basically it just fizzled out to a draw here. So surprisingly tough
They're
position.
still playing, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, it's a draw.
Yeah, it seemed like a really tough position, but Eric somehow manages to use his magic and turn it into a draw. And now we have
two live
questions for
games.
you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
we have
let's go
questions
back.
for you.
Brilliant finish, by the way.
Thank you. Can we flip the board? Because
Flip the ball.
I don't
I have
actually
to
know
think
how.
from the
one?
perspective that I
Yeah.
did during the
This
game.
looks really weird, but okay.
Don't ask me about the opening.
D5. Is this some home preparation I don't know about?
No.
Okay. Anyways, you know you're supposed to play DE5 here. Knight takes E5.
Sure. I remember losing a few games there, not knowing theory, so.
Anyways,
That's all right.
bishop G4 H3. Why would you not take on F3?
Because why would I take?
Bishop H4. What were you doing after E6? Or actually, what were you doing after G4?
Okay, well, if there's no e6, then I'm fine, but.
Oh, what?
Yes, right.
Did you
That's
consider
correct.
E6 as
Yes.
an option? Then why did you play Bishop H5?
Because he didn't seem like the kind of person who would do that.
It's John. He's ultra aggressive. You know that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Anyways,
Never
G4,
play
G4, Bishop G6, E6,
person when
and
you're
you're pretty
playing the
much
board.
lost.
Mm-hmm.
Because Knight E5 is also coming.
It's
Yeah, I know.
rough. It's rough. Yeah.
So Knight C3, E6. Okay, Knight C3 we were like yes.
Yeah.
So Knight
Now
C3,
you
E6.
got really no real worries now.
Now it's just a nice French.
Yeah.
Because you got your bishop out of the pawn chain. So now you take
It's fine.
Knight C4. And we were thinking to play B5 here because Knight A4, Knight C5 is an idea, and B5. Then White's never playing A4 because this is hanging, and you just have a nice knight.
I
here.
wasn't really ever worried about knight a4, knight c5. Like, I was okay with
Okay,
just
fair enough.
taking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we just consider it as a nice option for you. Just because it restricts counterplay, I guess. Queen B6. And now we were worried that Knight D5 stuff would happen.
Oh, I
We were
wasn't.
always worried about
You weren't?
that.
No.
There's also Bishop D. Okay, what were you doing?
Take.
Bishop takes.
Knight takes actually, queen takes d4.
Wait, what were we analyzing? I don't even remember. But we just
Oh,
knew it
bishop
was
takes
dangerous.
c6. What am I saying? Knight takes d4.
Yeah.
You can't do that, right?
Wait, what was it?
Wait.
Knight
Yeah,
D5
knight
takes,
takes.
take.
Knight takes d4.
What were we analyzing there? I don't even remember. But I just remember it was really dangerous for you and it was unclear. But anyways, Bishop E3, we were excited to see that.
Yeah, it might have been
Or at least I
Bishop
was.
E3 then.
Knight A4, B5 here, take. And now we were applauding you for your excellent positional play.
Is
That was sarcastic, yes.
I told him not to do that, but he
This
did
brilliant
it anyways.
maneuver, Queen D8, Queen H4. Wow. You're not even playing on the queen side where you have the majority.
What was I supposed to do on the queen side?
Just play like A5 at some point and B4. You're never losing any material there. But instead you decided to go on the aggressive.
Yeah,
Knight E7, Knight F5, and then...
it kind of worked out for her.
What were you doing after Bishop G5?
Queen e4.
Bishop F3?
Knight takes d4.
Bishop E... What was it? Bishop E4?
Knight e2.
King F1.
And then King F1?
Knight takes c1.
Bishop C2?
Oh, well, I didn't see that, so it's fine.
And we didn't
Oh,
see
yeah,
it.
we were just making-
Elliot saw it
Yeah.
on the commentary.
Well, okay, at first it was Mr. Svindler. We didn't even consider Bishop G5, and then Mr. Svindler was like, Bishop G5, Bishop F3, and then I was like, Knight D4, and then and then Elliot chimed in and found this Bishop C2 move.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're fine. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, the
I
knight
have
is
to say,
trapped on
your
C1.
Queen D8, Queen H4 maneuver really paid off. Really, yeah.
It really did.
Anyways, bishop f3, take, f6. Yeah, you have to play
You
f6.
gotta play f6, right?
You realize that if you don't do anything immediately, then e4 at some point is gonna.
Yeah.
That's helpful for him. So you have to do something, and then.
And now,
We were- yeah,
now
I
you're
was
kind of
in the
saying,
driver's
seat now.
I was saying that whenever there's a positional position, Rochelle make sure it's not positional. So you basically take everything off the board and blow it up, even when it seems like the most positional position ever.
Yeah, now I kind of like.
Yeah.
See, this is just great.
What were you doing after rook g1?
I was queen g3, queen h3.
Oh my goodness gracious! Very good.
Oh no, I
Wait.
was hoping rook h3.
But queen
Rook h3 also
H3
is-
is also.
Rook h3 also looks
wins
nice.
closer.
No, rook
Yeah.
h3.
Yeah.
No, rook h3 is cooler. Rook h3 is
No.
cooler.
No.
Queen sack
What?
is
How is
cooler.
rook h3 not cooler?
Queen sack
It's
is
not.
always
Okay,
cooler.
so rook h3, if pawn takes rook f2,
Yeah, I
king
see
h1,
that.
queen d5, that's like getting sizzled on the diagonal. And then if king takes, then queen g4 to queen h4. That's also cool.
It's not a queen sack. It's just a rook sack.
Whatever. Anyways, but you can take it in like two different ways. I don't know. It just
No,
looks
it's cool. It's cool too, but not as cool.
Anyways, obviously great play. This queen d8, queen h4 maneuver, we really had to applaud that. And after queen c1, or no, in this position, we were teasing maybe you would go queen d8 back because bishop g5 was a threat, so maybe you would go all the way back queen a5 and claim that white misplaced his pieces. So,
I was considering it.
yeah, I'm sure you were.
No,
Anyways,
this was a nice finale. You really.
yeah, it wasn't a bad game at the end. I mean, I really wasn't expecting fireworks to happen in that position.
And
But
bang,
once again,
game over.
you're watching Rochelle's game, so what can you really expect? Also,
really,
this
really well done at the end.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you.
really strong, and sure, and
Yeah.
just really impressive.
yeah, this game from Jason was really interesting. I thought we should take your opinion
This
on it.
was
Exchange Carol Khan, which this technically transposes into like a London.
it's like we were white's winning, white's lost, and it was very. I thought white was fine the entire game.
Yeah. So the idea of g6 is this bishop is always surprisingly black's bad bishop, because if you play e6, it's
You
bad.
want
If
to
you-
play
if you-
e6,
yeah.
but you can't make the bishop bad.
If
so-
bishop g4, but queen b3 is slightly annoying, so that's why g6, bishop f5 is played, I guess. So bishop takes, take. This creates an imbalance, and then queen e2. And one of my ideas here was to play like knight h4 and g4, but okay. Bishop g5 here, with the idea of like knight e5, and then queen here, take g4.
See, now he's thinking,
Oh yeah,
your bishop is biting on granite. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have free play.
yeah, exactly. So we thought castle here was really strong though, because if take, black just ignores and brings all his rooks to the middle and asks white where he's gonna castle.
Right.
But anyways, this was also okay, but we didn't think this was as strong. So I guess the idea is to take on d5, queen g4, but long castle with g5, bishop g7, castle h6, queen e3, take, knight g5, queen f5, rook g1. And we thought
I
white
still
had.
think white is good here.
Yeah.
I was still expecting white to
What would you play?
convert
As,
the point.
what would you
here.
play as black here?
Flip the board.
No, we're not flipping the board. We looked at it from this perspective from black too.
There's no stinking flipping boards here. So we were thinking, where does the bishop go? Because I thought if you played rook g6, knight h4 is winning. But it's not.
No,
Because queen takes g5.
Queen f4.
Yeah, no, she saw it.
No, okay.
She saw it right away.
I tried to test her, but
I
you were
didn't
giving
see
too
it.
many hints.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay, great job on the hints. Anyway.
Oh,
Okay, this looks tough, right? Because bishop g7, rook h7, black's basically in 6-1.
Why not bishop f8? And then bishop d6 or
Rook
something.
h7. It just doesn't look pleasant. Knight e5 is always in there.
Yeah, I
If-
think
if you
bishop
go queen
f8
f-
is possible, and you know, but
It's not pleasant.
It's not pleasant.
Queen f6, there's knight e5, threatening knight d7, knight f7, and rook h6. Or knight g4 and rook h6. Rook g6. Knight h4 once again, there's queen takes g5. So rook e1, which we thought was dubious. We thought just rook h5 or something. Anyways, rook e1, now
Now there's a question like, what? How does?
yeah, black just takes it. Like
Yeah.
I don't really
Right now, it's gone from white's clearly comfortable, gonna win at his leisure.
yeah, now f4 is just falling all of a sudden. Rook h1, take, and then f4. And all of a sudden white's just worse. And this isn't hard to win. I think. Oh,
Oh.
king f8's nice.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, so
That's like the only move I saw in the entire game.
cool. So oh, should we analyze actually let's go to live games real quick. So after queen f1, queen c4, bishop e5. Just moving pieces around. Is a5 hanging?
Oops.
a5? There we go. Okay. Should be winning. Let's check this game. h5.
Yeah. See, this is the part you were here.
Whoa.
Why would you do that?
Is black gonna win?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like
Yeah,
worse
not-
than my technique.
I'm not really
One-
sure why
One
he
of
did
the
that.
woos was telling me that no way black wins. You know? Only white had winning chances.
If you don't play like he did.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know. So what is h5?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not prepared properly.
If anything, f5.
But also here, does king f3? What's the issue? Oh, bishop d2, I guess. But
But h6. I mean, king f. Wait, what's wrong?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
that works too, doesn't it?
yeah, so h5 is just a big mistake, I guess.
Yeah, why'd you go h5?
I don't know. Maybe this is winning for black. King f3 bishop. Oh wait, no, never mind. I thought I was getting my bishop to b2, but like knight
What
guard
if you
c1.
just went like knight c1?
Yeah, you could, but then bishop c3. I think the bishop's nice on this diagonal because
Then like knight d3.
you can always
And then knight
distract.
c1, knight e2.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, just not h5, right? Anyways.
I don't think either side had to lose that position.
Yeah. Anyways, this game was kind of crazy. We wanted to ask your opinion on it since it kind of fits your specialty. Knight e5.
My brother thinks you have a specialty.
Yeah, losing games. Anyways,
I have a higher rating than you.
it's going down. Anyways. Rook f8 here. And we were debating stuff like... So there's basically 3 candidate moves here. We didn't really consider e6.
You could
Because
consider
queen takes, I guess.
e6, queen f3.
Queen f3 and bishop e4. So bishop e4 is obviously the safe option, just staying up a piece. But there's also queen f3 threatening rook f1, and there's also e6 threatening queen f3. So, I don't know, just calculate some lines. I'm too lazy to calculate. Actually, we already did all the calculating, so
So what do you need me for?
I don't know. A third brain helps.
We've heard this. So bishop e4 seems the safest, so we thought we
That's
should
always
play-
that's always a lean back option.
Yes. So then you got to really calculate something like e6 or queen f3. And
Yeah, I think e6 is desirable, but the thing is that queen c3 is a little bit annoying.
yes.
Cause
That's
Not
what we
really.
decided.
Wait, I think e6 works.
E6, Queen C3, Queen F3,
Queen
right?
F3,
Queen
yeah.
A1, Bishop
King
F1.
H2.
Oh, King H2?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Bishop E6?
Or bishop f5.
Bishop E6 take and then Bishop G7.
Yeah.
So
Well-
that's why we were unsure. He played Queen F3,
Bishop e6, right?
but
Yeah, that gets everything out. And
Why wouldn't you take on G2?
if you take G3, then E6.
Then E6, yeah.
So take Rook F1 here. And now we were debating. Okay, actually no. And now black didn't take, which we thought was his only chance, right? So if take, what do you think happens?
Queen E6.
Okay, King H8,
Rook takes F8.
Rook takes,
Bishop takes D4.
Rook F6,
Bishop take. Oh wait. No. Bishop
D6.
takes F6.
Pawn takes.
And then like no. Queen takes
can't
F6.
pawn takes
King
king. You
G8.
can't play pawn takes.
And then isn't that
You're
just
winning.
yeah?
You're winning.
Is that
That's
winning?
that's winning.
How?
Okay,
I don't know
so what
because
are
you're
we
up
looking
a
at?
lot of material.
So we're looking at no, but this king's really open though, so we weren't sure.
We're looking at D takes.
ED,
takes.
ED,
ED.
Queen E6,
Queen E6.
King H8,
Rook takes.
Rook takes, Bishop D4, Rook F6.
Wait, instead of Rook takes F8, is there D6?
D6 there?
Yeah.
Queen
Yeah,
takes.
because the bishop is pinning the rook.
Queen
so-
takes then
Then bishop takes rook.
You mean Rook takes Bishop?
No, bishop takes rook because then you can't because the
Wait, I'm
queen would be
confused.
hanging.
Bishop takes what?
Me
Rook?
too. Let's go through
Yeah.
it one more time. Okay.
So take, check, here,
Rook takes.
here,
and then D.
And then bishop takes pawn check.
Rook
King,
F6.
rook f6, d6.
Oh, D6 here. Okay, then
Yeah.
Queen C2.
Aren't you like
c2?
That's what we looked at originally.
okay? Let's go.
Oh, right. Queen c2.
Bishop takes F6.
Take.
And then we thought.
D7.
You mean? Wait, is your
Actually, Queen takes F6. Queen takes F6.
King G8.
And then
Wait.
I go.
The question is if you can avoid perpetual, right?
Right. But I'm not too worried about it if it's on queen c2. I think you can always get away. But this is what we're
I'm not
looking
sure.
at.
I'm not really sure.
Well, no, I'm not sure either, but White's clearly not losing.
Oh yeah, that much is certain, but I think that's definitely black's best chance. I mean, rather than going down a piece, right? I mean, this is pretty hopeless.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's also Queen D6, or sorry, E4, Queen E6, King H8, Bishop D4, Bishop G7. Does anything like Rook F7 there, or Bishop G7 and then Rook F7 win? Does anything like that win? King H8.
Well, I think.
Oh wait, if Bishop G7 D6. Oh wait, no, that's check. Bishop D6 is check.
What line are you looking at? Okay, if take Queen E6, King H8, are you looking at Rook F8 or Bishop D4?
I was looking at Bishop before. I was thinking D6 and then
Bishop
Rook
G7.
F7, but Bishop takes D4 is check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Bishop
clearly
G7.
rook takes rook. Rook takes bishop. Rook takes rook. And then bishop takes
Wait,
on d4.
what about after Bishop D4, Bishop G7, Bishop takes G7,
King takes.
King takes, and then like Rook F7.
King H8.
Could you go Rook
takes
takes
pawn.
E7?
Queen G3.
Oh, okay, then
That's
D6
what we-
instead.
D6. Queen. You want Queen E5.
Yeah.
Queen C3.
Then I go.
It's certainly tricky, right?
D takes E7.
I mean, I would definitely prefer that than going down a piece.
Yes.
I mean, I wish we could check this with an engine, but
It,
I'm actually curious. But okay.
yeah.
I mean, this isn't
This
hard to
isn't-
win.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, that was a pretty crazy game. Still have 2 games going.
Okay.
So first
That might
instinct,
go for a
bishop
while.
E5.
I thought we.
Has this ended yet?
Should be ending soon.
One would hope.
Wait.
How,
Is
how did this happen? Let's
wait
see.
is
King d4, knight c6, kings.
And it's the bishop of the same
Oh, it's-
color, so you can't hold that.
No, but d2's like so complicated. Oh my god, how I never knew endgames could be
this
complicated.
isn't complicated. It's king takes d4
Knight c6.
and like king c5.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Knight e5.
Then you can go like bishop e3.
e3,
You mean
and then king b3.
Bishop c1.
Yeah, I guess that's winning. That should be winning, yeah.
yeah? Because the other thing to point out is
Yeah,
that
the bishop is the right
controls
color, yeah.
the right
It's
color.
a dark squared corner,
Yeah.
and you have a dark squared bishop.
So the knight can't just trade for the.
Yeah, you can't just
pawn.
take the d pawn and hope
Right.
to hold the.
Hey guys, can he go over quick the ending of,
Of
his
course.
with
Yeah,
Eric
sure.
Lee?
Which game is
This was
Yeah.
the weird game.
Oh,
The weird game, huh?
yeah. Come
Anyways.
on in. Hi, I'm Jim.
It's
Hi,
for,
I'm Austin.
So
Okay, Queen C7 was a blunder.
a blunder?
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
It's well, like the
Well-
chess.com thing says it's a mistake, but I think personally, I think it's a blunder. Like after
Well,
Queen
okay,
C7,
yeah, certainly it's not pleasant.
I don't trust.
What's the main move? Ace. No, it's,
it's D5. You
alright.
played this against me, I think.
yeah, I did play this against you. Yeah, but I prepared that for one game and then I forgot. So this is on bishop g5, a6, bishop f6. This
Yeah,
looks
but
like
but this is just bad.
It did look bad to me. I agree.
yeah. We were wondering why not just like c3.
I was looking at C3, but then I'm like, what if Black just plays A4, for example?
Bishop c2.
But then like I don't know, the bishop doesn't seem to be as active as it was before.
Wait,
You
what
can
if-
always
Whoa.
play like
What about
b4,
C4
bishop b4. You
instead
can
of
just do whatever.
C4, I was scared of A4, and then
bishop
and then B takes C4.
oh, wow.
Yeah, I just play
But-
C3 though.
c3, bishop c2.
Bishop C2.
What's the issue?
And I've got,
a4 is not bad, but
I've
I
got
think
the better-
bishop
I've got the
c3 is
better
more
game.
grandmaster like.
And you would know that because
Patrick Wolff was here.
All right, and so well, I eventually did play C3.
it's pretty much the same now.
Yeah, we thought b4 was a little premature.
I thought you
Wait,
could
what?
prepare your position a little bit.
Because look, your
C2.
knight's dominating in the middle.
Right.
So why would you liquidate everything?
Because I thought the knight on C5 was Black's best piece, so I wanted to kick it
Yeah,
out.
you can play bishop c2 first, for example.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Probably bishop.
You could gang up. You can even play like rook a2, queen e2, rook a1, try to gang up at some point. But
And your bishop can go to E4.
yeah, I guess you're playing without risk. But anyways,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took us a while to figure out that knight b6 lost to bishop e3.
Bishop E3.
We were like, okay, knight b6, queen b5, and then rook
Wait,
rook
what
a8,
if- what
knight
if
queen b6, so
h4
knight
here?
a8. Huh?
What if h4 here?
Is that what he played? Yeah, he played a8.
Yeah, I played
Oh.
H4.
Okay.
We even thought like something simple like king h1 would have been like, or no, not right now, but
Nothing wrong with H4.
or actually king h1 here might even work. King h1,
Oh, really? But isn't there like queen takes B5?
rook a8, knight c7. You take d6 at the end as well.
Oh, right. Huh. Okay,
So
I
king
missed
h1 we thought was like a simple move. You get all out of it any tricks and I don't know, just play queen b3, rook a1, and you're never losing. So, but anyways, h4, bishop f4. Is that forced?
that. I think so. Bishop
Oh yeah,
H6,
rook g4.
rook
Yeah. So,
Bishop f4, g3.
can you play g3?
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at G3, but what if like just rook takes or something? Rook takes
Rook
and
a4,
Takes.
queen takes.
and then like queen B7.
Queen e4. Oh wait,
But then
no.
bishop g3.
Yeah.
Then can you just go like knight takes f4 and be up like 5 pawns after pawn takes, queen takes f4 and d6 is hanging?
Okay, that's what I did. I took the bishop on F4,
Yeah, but
but I missed H5.
oh, I mean, it's not a matter of missing h5. You're just better here. But we thought queen d5 was a lot more accurate.
Yeah, I was debating between queen D3 or queen D5, and I couldn't figure it out, and I was low on time, so
Yeah.
I just
It just covers
Yeah,
that.
it covers
square.
this. Also, rook d4, rook d2 is an idea.
oh.
So, anyways,
Wait, you had 44 minutes.
No, the clock cannot be accurate. I clearly remember I had like 15 minutes or something like that, and then I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
being called out here. Shots fired by Rochelle. Anyways, yeah, queen d3, rook a2, rook d4.
So now it's getting a little messy.
Yeah, we were confused. We thought his idea. We were like wondering why he played rook c8. We thought his idea was like rook c2.
No, then queen takes c2.
Yeah.
Yeah, queen c2, queen a7, and we were like b6, and what
Yeah,
is he
B6.
doing? So, but apparently his idea was the subtle queen e7.
Yeah.
So,
No, he probably just
But then just
missed
rook
it
e7.
at first.
yeah,
but
can you
then
play king
saw-
h1 here?
That looks like incredibly scary. Well, I mean,
What's wrong? Okay, why is this not sketchy?
okay, because I don't know, because I thought I had something with rook f7 at some point in the game, but
Yeah,
I,
you might
had
have.
tire
You might have.
Yeah,
pressure
true.
No, there was a threat. That in some variations, that was a possibility.
that's true.
So, fine. Throw that move in.
Yeah, I guess queen e5, then rook f7. So, anyways, rook c2. Rook
not
d1.
rook g1. And this is a move that the queen e5 is the move that didn't look right to me, but I didn't know how to refute it. Like I thought maybe queen b3 is refuted, but
Wait, what are we talking about?
Queen b3.
yeah, queen b3.
Why are we talking about Queen B?
Because queen takes f7.
Why do you think? Yeah, why not queen b3? What was your thought process?
I thought you see my time. Okay, now I think the DGT thing is more accurate, but like I thought.
minutes here.
Yeah.
Okay, I spent a long time playing this move. Okay. And then basically I'm like if I
But did you say
maybe
you had 15 minutes earlier? Like
okay, the
20 minutes
DGT
ago?
board is not accurate for the last time, but
Okay.
I thought maybe like if I trade the queens, maybe I can play faster or I'll have less risk of losing because like right now my king position is a little bit drafty. So
So you were playing for a draw.
I mean, queen b3. Who's having more problems with the? Who's having more king problems?
I guess he is, but like queen b3, queen e8. I didn't see a
Queen
way to
D5?
continue. No, queen d5, rook d2.
Queen takes?
Yeah.
Takes,
D-
but
That's
then
just like winning.
but then there's
Yeah.
queen b4 forking the rook and queen takes h4 mate.
Okay, you might. No, but rook g1.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Who
Then
knows?
don't you lose the pass pawn?
So only
So
white can win.
for the audience here, we're debating queen b3, queen e8,
I've heard
queen
that before.
d5,
Only white can
rook
win.
d2, take. Wait, isn't your queen on e8, not
Oops.
e7?
Wait, then you just take the pawn directly, like just queen takes b5.
With normal
Yeah.
play,
Wait,
only
you
white
both
can win.
you said queen b4 and you just went along with it. Queen b4 is not legal.
Minor drawback.
Anyways,
Queen
having some
f4.
technical difficulties with our players here.
He's threatening queen f4, maybe? No.
With our champion?
Tied. I think.
With our co-champion? Going along with illegal moves here.
Wow.
Anyways,
Somebody has
It's
to
just
do
a
it.
throwback.
queen b3.
Did you win the
Yeah, I don't know.
championship?
I
No,
think
coaching.
I
No,
tied.
I
Tied?
cheated.
All right. So, because you won and the top board lost.
Anyways.
So yeah.
Wait, that game was it drawn from the very end? I didn't have a chance to win that end game.
Huh? No, this?
Yeah.
You expect to win this?
I mean, I expected to try.
Sure.
No.
I would have too.
I
but
would not have.
I would have.
How? Once you dwindle down to this, there's no way in hell you're winning.
Oh, I was
Well-
trying to bring the king to h5, then go f6, but like he just kind of cut me off.
Well,
Nah, you're not winning this. No. Yeah, no.
Yeah, then
I mean, I prefer black here. I'm not even kidding. I prefer black here.
it's a draw.
So, yeah. I mean, do you prefer white here? Dude, I'm scared of losing both my pawns.
But that's
And
your
even
draw.
then, you still a draw.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
but
wrong.
still, like
I'm afraid
if
of getting
I'm black,
mated.
if I'm black here, I get white the next round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I draw with white, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I drew with white, and then I'm gonna be mad, and I'm gonna lose with
Yeah,
black
yeah.
next round. That's why I prefer black
But
here.
it was the last round, right?
Oh,
So-
that's true.
It was the last round.
You can give yourself a little bit more credit for drawing with black.
correct.
I mean, this guy was also like 300 points higher than me.
Yeah, but if you drew as black against someone 300 points higher than you, then that's like something to show off more. You're like,
Take what you got
yeah.
and accept it.
So it looks like we're
Oh.
Yeah.
You.
So do I like go home now or what?
I guess. I mean, it's up to you.
Do what you want.
You can, yeah, you're free to go or stay.
Wait. Oh, this is getting
That
complicated.
is getting complicated.
Wait.
I'm not sure I like this anymore.
Dude, Black's just winning.
Alright, let's say white
Oh,
goes king
goodness.
g1.
Not
wait.
necessarily.
Go back to the original.
No, what happened here? Queen c3, Queen c7, Queen d7. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he blundered his queen.
No.
Oh, I didn't even see the queen is saying.
Ouch.
Oh wait. What? Why can't I play King F1? Say.
Rook
Because he
takes
takes
d8.
queen.
d8.
Oh.
I didn't see
no.
that at first either.
Wait.
Because White's idea was to take on f8. Or trade queens at the very least. But he missed queen b7. Ouch.
Okay. So
Wait, who's this
confused.
against?
Vincent Chin.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I play.
I don't know
I
if-
play King G1.
Rook takes d8.
Rook takes D8. Oh yeah. What am I saying? How did
Yeah.
how did we get into this mess?
No, he tried to be fancy and play bishop d6 here. But he missed queen take
Why?
queen b7 check.
Wait, is Chin Chinese?
I don't know. The last name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if it is, then it's
oh,
a
I see. I
inside
see.
joke with Brandon, but we
I
were
see.
like making fun of his chin, and then we're like, Carissa was like, blah 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 chin, and then it was like, you're talking about my chin. We're like, no, that's a Chinese word.
I get it. I'm sorry, it's slowing the uptake. I must be my bedtime.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's gonna be having a night full of sleep.
No. Ouch. Poor baby.
Yeah. Yikes. Just
You got a
Queen D7.
Queen D6 or something.
queen d6, yeah, queen d7. Queen g5, queen h4. Queen c7. a3. Actually, not a3. Queen a3, queen b7 still.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Queen C7's
I'm
just
starting to debate if this
C7, yeah.
game is more painful or my game.
Jeez, I don't know. Anytime you kiss away a win, it's painful.
Yeah.
And it's always just a degree of painful.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh man, White played this so well.
Yep.
But, looks like all games are finished.
All right, we're gonna be free to go.
Yeah,
pretty soon.
congrats to our winners, Rochelle and Jason.
Wow, I am very proud of you too.
Very well played chess by both players.
I don't know if Jason is left. We don't have a chance to congratulate him, but congratulations.
Thank you.
That is amazing.
I'll be able to tell you the prize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really nice positional chess. Great tactics. Not disappointed at all.
That's a first.
Yes, it is. Yeah, tragic for me, but this lady did well.
Well, she is higher rated.
She says so. So, yeah, we're all wrapped up, and Rochelle and Jason Liang tied for first. So each of you gets $482.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Don't send it all in one place. And then three-way tie for third with Ray Kaufman, John Canessa, and Eric Hahn. Ray Kaufman gets 131 for some reason, and then John Canessa and Eric Hahn 164 each. So 4 out of 5. Congratulations, Rochelle.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Why does he get less than them? If they got
Yeah,
the
that's a
same
good
prize?
question. I think it might have to do with they combined the under 2200 prize
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
for John and Eric because
It
they're under
doesn't-
2200.
and-
So
I
Kaufman
didn't know that
doesn't
was
qualify.
a thing.
yeah, it was an under 2200 prize. So Derek, thank you for kind of joining the broadcast.
pleasure. My
Yeah, it
pleasure.
was a pleasure to work with you.
You
Yeah,
will,
had fun.
Enjoyed it.
You will get the call when we need a broadcaster if you're free. We would love.
Oh
to
yeah,
have you.
I'd love to be back.
He's probably playing,
Perfect.
you know, one of those guys.
And then if Rochelle is playing, I'll make sure not to put him on the broadcast because who knows what he's gonna say.
I'll try to make. I'll
You
try to
might wanna
withdraw more
watch it
often.
to see what he was saying about you on the broadcast. So YouTube, Mechanics Chess, you'll be able to see the recording we uploaded.
We both know who's better though.
Both of you know. Wow.
Gross,
You heard it
man.
here. You heard it here. This is going to be the beginning of a sibling rivalry
Yeah.
for many years to come. We're going to see that. So, Jim Eade, thank you for joining the
My
broadcast.
pleasure, as
And,
always.
You filled in very nicely for Paul.
Well, the
And-
poor man's Paul Whitehead.
So, and as all, we got to thank Mark over there
Mark,
for running all the
thank you
technical
so
stuff.
much. Yes.
One of these
We
days
couldn't
we'll get
have
him
done it
on
without
screen.
him.
No, he says no. We'll see what happens. So that's a wrap, everyone. Congratulations to everyone. Thank everyone for joining, and have a good night. Yay.
And
Good night, guys.
Oh,
That's it.
phew.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
You're awesome.